We are live. Welcome back to another live stream on the channel. We're doing it for the Walsall v Carlisle United game, our first game of 2021. I'll wait for some people to get in. I'll give my thoughts on the match for today and our team lineup. So yeah, I'll just wait for some people to get in. Happy New Year to everyone too. Let's hope it's a better 2021. Yeah, it's going to be a tough game today. Carlisle come see it, I think, third in the league. I'm on the automatic promotion spot, so yeah. Like I said, it'll be a tough game today. Let's hope for a win. But team lineups wise, I think we got Roberts in goal, who comes in for Jack Rose today. He came off injured on Tuesday and gone for. I don't know if that's the reason or Dal Clark wants to try out Roberts back in goal. I think Rose has had 7 games in goal now, or 8 games, something like that. So he comes in. And then we've got Norman, Clark, Scar, and Sadler. I think Sadler can play left back. And then we have Stuart Sinclair playing Kinsella, Alfie Bates, Josh Gordon, Adebayo and Wes McDonald. Unsure what team we'll play, like formation we will play today. It could either be a 4-3-3 with 4-3-3 with Gordon, Wes McDonald on the wings, supporting Adebayo. 3-5-2 with Norman at right midfield, Wes McDonald at left midfield, and then Gordon and Adebayo are the 2 strikers. Or we could start in a 4-1-4-1 formation. Gordon on the wing, and then Alfie Bates as a holding midfielder. Sinclair and Kinsella in front. What is the Walsall team sheet? I just read it out. Jack Mason says, "Come on, you Saddlers!" Yeah, come on, you Saddlers. So that's Joe Hinds is a Carlisle fan. Welcome to the stream. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new. Leave a like on it. Sean says, "Come on, you Super Saddlers." Yes, come on, you Super Saddlers. We need a win today. Lost 2 games in a row. We need to bounce back with a win today. But, tough game. They've got some decent players. Callum Guy, Luis Alessandra. Got some good players in that squad. It's going to be a tough game, though. I think after this, we don't have a game in 2 weeks or something like that. We have quite a break, so let's hope we start 2020 on a high and then end this festive period with a win. I'll read out Carlisle's team when it comes on. But yeah, thanks to the 5 viewers that are currently in. Appreciate it a lot. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'd appreciate that. But yeah, leave your thoughts ahead of the game today and a score prediction. Let's see what you guys think towards this game. I'm going to be optimistic and go for 1-0. 1-0 Saddlers. I'm going to go with... Seeing the team lineup now, I might go with someone like Stuart Sinclair to score a goal from midfield. That'd be brilliant. But yeah, we got obviously Matt Sadler coming in, Stuart Sinclair, Alfie Bates. And that's just the 3 changes in replacement for Nurse, Guthrie, and Scrimshaw, I think. And obviously Rose in out and Roberts in. Carlisle team news is for you. Josh Mellis out with a knock. Yeah. I think he's got a lot of goals this season. Doesn't he play defence or midfield? And he's got a lot of goals with a knock. Brendan Dickinson, first time on the team sheet. Taylor Charters starting for the first time. We'll have to look out for them players, Joe. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new, like I said. Share around the stream. I'd appreciate that. Subscribe to the channel, like I said. Leave a like on this, I'd appreciate it. If you're watching, make sure to leave your score prediction in the chat. I'd like to hear what you guys think. Like I said, I'm going to go 1-0. I think one of the midfielders will score. Like I said in my match preview, if you haven't watched that, you could give that a little watch before kick-off maybe, and then, yeah. But I'll just give you a quick summary of what I said. It's going to be a tough game. We need a win. needed a response. Darryl Clark said he's going to pick his players up and they'll be ready for this match. Carlisle, decent side, but their away form is quite similar to us. In the away table, just on away games, I think they're below since 17th or 18th or something like that. I think they've only got 3 wins away from home. We've got 2, but picked up quite a few draws. I think we've only lost 1 away this season. 4-3-3 with Farman in goal, back 4 of Armour, McDonald, Bennett and Hayden. Midfielder Riley Guy, Chartered, front 3 of Coyote, Alessandra and Patrick. I've heard some of them names like Alessandra. I've heard of Omar Patrick. I think he was at Bradford. Callum Guy I think he was former Swansea player. Joe Riley, I think he used to be he was on the books at Manchester United, I think, and I think he was at Bradford too. Bennett, I think he was at Peterborough. So yeah, I've heard quite a few of your players. He signed 17 players or something. I think that's permanent and loan signings. But I think you got a lot of players you didn't offer some players contracts. I think Harry McCurdy went to Port Vale or something like that. But yeah, I'm expecting a tough game. You did a double over us last season, home and away. But let's hope we can start 2020 like we did last season against Leighton Orient at the Bescott with a win. That day that ended 1-0. So I think I'm expecting another 1-0 to be honest. But I think Scans could have a draw written all over it. But yeah, match you before kick-off, about 4 minutes away now. Just leave your score predictions in the chat. If you're new, like I said, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Kick-off shortly approaching now.
In the West Midlands, around the UK and across the world as well. This is Tom Marlowe from BBC.
Yeah, thanks to the 4 views that are currently in. If you're a Carlisle fan, make sure to leave your thoughts, or if you're a Walsall fan, ahead of the game today. But yeah, I'd like to hear what you guys think.
Last season, both by a 2-1 scoreline, which is also how Walsall ended the calendar.
I think I remember the last time at the Bescott against Carlisle. I think Harry McCurdy got that goal. Chipped over Roberts. Yeah, I was frustrated. And Boyle got that goal. I think that was the last game of 2019, that year too. But yeah, Carlisle just coming out in their home kit, in their blue kit. I don't know if the Staffers have come out yet because they haven't shown the camera where they're warm up.
To the side, which lost 2-1 here against Scunthorpe on Tuesday evening. Liam Roberts, Matt Sadler, Stuart Sinclair and Alfie Banks coming to
Carlisle are going to kick towards the away end first as it stands, and the Sadlers kick towards the home serve stand. But yeah, just got to wait. Because Beach wanted a fresh signings were from Stephen Presley. I heard of him before. I think he was at Fleetwood. Beach wanted players that fitted the way he wants to play, so he got rid of pretty much everyone. Yeah, we've done that a few seasons to be honest. That was mainly because of loan players coming back to their parent club. Joe says 2-1 Carlisle, Walsall to score first. Let's not hope for a repeat of last season with a 2-1 result. Let's hope not.
4-3-3 formation with Paul Farman, the goalkeeper. Aaron Hayden, once a Wolves youth man, also played for Stourbridge as well. Reece Bennett, Rod McDonald, whose brother Clayton played for the Sadlers, I think with George as well, and his dad Rod was also a Walsall player.
Carlisle just kicking the ball around, warming up before the Sadlers come out. Should be 8 by now, about a minute till kick-off.
Supporting JJ Coyote up front. On the Carlisle bench, Magnus Norman, the goalkeeper, Brendan Dickinson, Josh Dixon, Dean Furman.
But yeah, if you said Mellish is out of the squad, then that'll be massive boost for the Sadlers, hopefully. But I think you're quite a good vended team, Carlisle, getting results. So the officials are just coming out. I expect Sadlers are out now, just doing the warm-ups led by Clark and Dan Scott. Just for the cones. Let's get a win today. Come on, Sadlers. Referee blows his whistle. I expect the captains to go to the halfway line at the
Going along really well.
obviously a very disappointing result and performance on Tuesday against Scunthorpe. And the Saddlers will be looking to bounce back, albeit against a very good opposition. George, how are you looking forward to the game today?
Yeah, I'm expecting a response from Walsall. I mean, obviously going from that 4-game winning streak and then to lose 2 in a row, it's important that we bounce back. And just the Walsall way, we play a team who's third in the league, and it's
There we go. Side of starting in a 4-3-3 formation on the eye follow. Like I said, with Gordon, McDonald to put in Adebayo. Farman, Arman, McDonald, Bennett, Hayden, Charters, Guy, Riley, Patrick, Alessandra and Coyote in the Carlisle squad. 4-3-3 formation. Could Darryl Clark start in this formation just to match Carlisle so we don't lose it in the battle in the midfield? I think that's where we went wrong against Scunthorpe United. Players take the knee and the officials, and the kick-off is just about to happen now. Come on, you Saddlers. James Oldham is the referee for today's game. Oldham gets kicked off, they go long. McDonald kicks it long. While Patrick wins the header. McDonald back into Sadler. Kinsella loses out now. Carl on the ball. Alessandra. Oh no. Charles with a shot. Early chance for Carlisle. From the kick-off, they've just hit it long towards Coyote. He's won the header and then a bit of scrappy play in the midfield. And then they've just had a shot with Charters, which goes wide, dragged wide. Roberts is going to take the goal kick here inside the first minute. Goes long. Carlisle win the header, goes out for Sadler's throwing on the far hand side. Norman's going to take now. Yeah, Norman's going to take it. Here on the far hand side, goes long, looking for Adebayo, wins the header, goes fence. Now Patrick kicks it long, Pascal wins it. Now gone.
Josh Gordon, who's trying to intercept the ball from Karen Guy.
A bit scrappy so far this game, but Norman into front for Adebayo, which he gets the ball. It's on the right hand side, goes into the box looking for McDonald, but Farman comes out. Kicks long with his right foot looking for Coyote.
Julia obliges, but Sadler's going forward there with Adebayo, McDonald just the only man in the box.
Yeah, thanks for the 4 views that are currently in. Free kick for the Sadlers, I think. Roberts goes long, kicks with his left foot towards Adebayo, wins the header. Carlisle deal with it, but it only goes as far as Alfie Bates. Switches it, nice to Wes McDonald. First time pass looking for Gordon. Gordon into Wes McDonald, gets it onto his right foot, plays it back into Matt Sadler. Matt Sadler goes for Sky, goes long, out of play. It's not good.
Out of play, and it will be a throw in for Carlisle on this near side. In terms of the Saddlers, they had those 2 strikers against Scunthorpe on Tuesday night, Scrimshaw and Adebayo. They've gone back to the formation that did
yeah,
well.
2.5 minutes in, still Walsall 0, Carlisle United 0. They got a throw in here on the near side. That's how the wins the header. Oh no. Dangerous there from Bates. Gordon. Gordon gives away a foul apparently to the referee. There's a guy, I think, on the ball there.
We need to be aware of just their right winger against Sats. I think it's going to be a little outball throughout the game.
Got 2 speed
go long
supporting Lewis
for Patrick, I think.
Looking for Amari Patrick, whose dad won a Commonwealth Games gold medal in the mid-80s.
Alessandra. Oh no. Good section by Clark. And Wes McDonald goes long.
more up than out, and there's a
50-50 header there.
battle between Guy and
Guy wins the
Kinsella,
header.
Carlisle man
Now
wins.
Coyote looking
knocks it
for
off,
Omar
Norman should deal
Patrick.
with that, and he heads it back to
Cameron Norman
Liam
headers
Roberts. But, yeah,
comfortably
Patrick on
back
the
to
far side,
Roberts,
the
who's
left
in
wing
goal
for
today,
Carlisle, is down
replacing
with the Commonwealth
Jack
Games
Rose.
medal, and his godfather is Linton Christie, so that tells you a bit about his
Where did you find that information, Tom? Come on.
very reliable sources on the internet telling me that. Adebayo looking to
Adebayo.
flick it on, but Coyote's full of pace on
Sinclair
the other side. You're quite right, George.
working hard in the midfield so
Saturn,
far.
Andy Beacon on the other
Oh
side
no,
to
there could be
watch out for the
offside.
assistant on this near side to put his flag up into the air, being
Offside
against,
on Lewis
Carlisle man.
Alessandro.
Alessandro will be a free kick for the Sattlers. 4 minutes played. Tom Marlow, George Bowman, and Ned Kelly with you on I Follow Walsall.
Roberts
nil,
goes long,
Carlisle
looking
nil. It's
for
11th against 3rd.
Gordon goes
At
out
the start
play.
of the day here at the Banter Stadium. Sattlers starting the calendar year of 2020 with a 1-0 victory against Leighton Orient. That would be very nice if they could do something similar to
Yeah, I think we'll get a 1-0 win today. I think if we win, I think it'll be a 1-0.
Keep wanting to Carlisle side who don't
But
travel as
this
well.
seems strange thing like the Port Vale
Away
game,
from
which ended
Compton Park, their
4-3.
home
So
record is fantastic. 8 wins, 1
let's
draw,
see.
and 1 defeat. It's the best in the division.
Go on.
But, 3 wins, 2 draws, and 5
Lot of
defeats
headers going
away
in,
from Cumbria.
going around in the Carlisle area. Sadler into McDonald, doing some trickery here on the left hand side. Tries to get past. The Carlisle defender gives away foul.
Left-hand side, and the Carlisle man's won a free kick.
Interesting what George said earlier on about Sad's using his experience
Donald
against
found Hayden
wingers,
think
obviously
he's
very,
got
very
back
quick.
up and farming
You know,
to
he's
Italian
just
free
keeps
kick.
sort of pushing him,
Goes
shoving
high
him,
and
just
long.
trying to put him off a little bit.
Looking
It's all
for
to watch, isn't it?
Coyote.
He's 36 in February, Matt Sadler.
Goes out for Carlisle throwing.
Well, yes, I'm not.
Goal update, Cambridge 1-0 up against
Older than,
Grimsby
George.
Town.
It's Happy New Year to Mike, who's got in touch, hoping the Sadler shows some.
Coyote's going to take this throw in. Looks like he's going to go long.
The energetic winger who's got a long throw in his armour as well, seemingly, as he launches it in from the right hand side.
Oh,
Wow,
no.
they're claiming it. Well,
Came
it
for
hurt his
handball
arm,
there.
accidentally, in the view of the referee James
Josh
Gordon. Now
Gordon.
Gordon
Yes.
will play a ball
Oh,
looking for Kinsella.
looking for a
It's
switch
critical. Now
pass
Sinclair
towards
will check
Kinsella.
it
No,
down.
Sinclair.
Is there a chance for the Sadlers? Blue
Sinclair
shirts all around
into
him.
Bates.
Plays it back to
Bates
Bates.
controlling
Out to
the
right
play.
hand side.
Plays it out to Cameron
Cameron
Norman.
Norman now.
Norman at the line to Adebayo.
Forward to Adebayo. Adebayo on this
Adebayo into Norman.
Overlapping is Norman. That was a
Yeah,
challenge
crumble.
on him by the
Yeah, come on.
defender McDonald. And it'll go out to play for a corner.
Bit of a feisty
Last
tackle
step from
there
Walsall, I think you
on
can see us winning the
Cameron
second balls there. I
Norman,
think
but referee
Sinclair
didn't
would
give
pick it up.
anything.
That's what's going to be important for us to get on the front foot in there, because obviously with Adebayo playing up front in his own, unless the ball's into him equality, it's a thankless task, and he's going to need others to.
But yeah, thanks
get
to
in and
four
around him.
views
I
that are
think if we
currently
can get
in.
that midfield
Make
up
sure
the front
to
foot there for
leave
seconds, start
a
driving the
comment
defence.
on your thoughts
The voice
so
of
far the
George
game.
Bowman,
Played about
we,
7
here
minutes. So.
in the press box, Tom Marlow and Ned Kelly watching on as Walsall have their first corner of the afternoon. Alfie Bates on the far side to deliver. Both arms in the air.
Raised
Scar and
in the
Clark
air.
and Sadler inside the 6-yard box. The referee James Oldham not happy with the
James Oldham
pushing and shoving that he's seen
blows up. I think this
inside
corner
the
will be
penalty area.
retaken.
He's having a word with James Clark and the Carlisle man Rod McDonald as well.
I like that set play that Daryl's got there.
Yeah.
Everybody in the 6-yard box.
Yeah.
Gloucestershire is red and white, says our game is postponed. Is that for COVID or just weather postponement? Who's meant to play to?
At the end of January, his
Alfie
only goal
Bates is
this
going to
season
take
is
this
against
corner again.
Crawley. And it's going to be
Come on,
a
Alfie
Sadler's
Bates.
corner, which they'll take on the far side now. The referee's happy, and Alfie Bates just with the one arm in
One
the
arm
air.
this time.
This
Goes for a
time,
post.
Now swing a right footed towards
Towards
Sadler
Matt Sadler.
at the near
Goes
post.
out for Carlisle throwing.
By Sadler indeed, and it will be a throw-in for Carlisle on that far side. 0-0 the score in the 8th minute.
Carlisle
Just that
plays.
chance for Taylor Charters, the
Questions-
19-year-old Carlisle
questioning,
midfielder who's making his first league
The
start
referee on
today.
something.
Whitehaven born midfield man who dragged that shot just wide to the right in the opening 30 seconds of this game. By the corner flag,
But
Carlisle
yeah,
United
Carlisle
have
got
a
a
throw-in.
throw-in.
Taken towards Patrick, who loops the ball over halfway.
Sadler
is
goes
back to
long.
meet it and play it high over halfway himself, but it's brought down inside the centre circle by Cody. It's brought up by
Cody gets fouled and
Sadler will
Carlisle
be a free
free
kick
kick.
for Carlisle United, who, as I say, won their games away and home against the Sadlers last season, both by 2 goals to 1. You've got to go back.
But yeah, thanks to the 5 minutes of
7
coming
years
in,
to
Callum
last
Guy's
time
going to
that
take
we
this
played before that. It was
free
a
kick
1-1
on
draw between
halfway.
Walsall, Michael and
Away at
Goose
Harrogate
story
is
left
postponed
for the
because of
Saddlers
frozen
that
pitch.
afternoon.
Oh yeah, their game got
Guy has it in the centre
called
circle.
off
There's a low ball
against
forward.
Carlisle
Saddler
in the
red,
week.
which is ball
Well,
against rather
called off, he
Mount,
got
and
abandoned,
now
didn't it?
Sinclair will battle
For
with his opposite
frozen
number 7
pitch, I think.
Riley, and Bates will look to try and clear
No.
away, but loops up of a Carlisle man, and Coyote will battle with it in the penalty area. Sinclair is fouled there.
Sinclair's
This
fouled in the
Carlisle win
Walsall
by Riley,
half.
who protests his innocence. 9
PSG
minutes
have
get
just
played.
appointed Pochettino. It's a good appointment from PSG, that is.
Yeah.
Very good appointment.
Push, I think. Well, I mentioned the experience there. Sinclair's 33 now, and Sadler's 35. They've not played so many times, those two, in the.
But yeah,
the
Liam
Walsall
Roberts
starting
will take the
11
free
this season.
kick,
This is
goes
Sadler's
long
8th appearance, all of
over
which
to
have
the
come
far hand
at
side,
home
looking
since
for
they made his
Adebayo.
12th appearance for the
Wins header
Saddlers.
goes
Just
to
a
the
single
Carlisle
start
defender, but
of the
Kinsella
season.
mops up in the
Kinsella in the
midfield.
centre circle. Now here's Sadler.
Sadler
Sadler playing the ball
looking
forward to
for a
Gordon,
good
who
ball
checks
to
the ball
Josh
down.
Gordon. He
McDonald's
checks the
making a
ball
run
down.
inside. Gordon turns and
Poor
tries to feed
pass,
McDonald
Callum
now.
Guy.
Cleared away by the centre half Hayden. Scar up the other end, and now
After
Bates
Bates.
clears it over
Good header
halfway.
there from goal.
Guy helps it on. Coyote with the
Coyote
header.
into
Now
Alessandro.
Kinsella, who's clearance away,
Kinsella
comes
with
off
a-
Charters.
With a
Full
clearance
right
goes
figure.
off
Liam
Charters
Roberts on his
into the
back away
hands of
goal
Liam
on right-hand
Roberts.
side. 0-0
Bates
remains to score here.
Yeah, quite
goes
impressive.
long, looking for
Coyote's,
Adebayo. He won't
ability.
get to that. Farming
He's
collects.
got a very good leap on him. He's going to be a threat, I think.
From a striking perspective, from an offensive perspective, Adebayo seems to be
Farman
on that
goes
right
long.
winger line the first stages.
Yeah,
He's Gordon played a lot more through the middle, doesn't he? With maybe it's the 3 up front really more for the Saddlers,
Roberts
with McDonald
collects
left,
up.
Adebayo right, and Gordon as a front man for Walsall.
He's gonna go
this
long.
afternoon. He hasn't played that role very many times.
Poor kick from
Josh
Roberts.
Gordon
He's
recently,
in
he's
the
been
reach
on that right
half-line.
wing. But
Scrappy
it
this
looks like
game
he's
so
the
far.
front
No
man today.
very
quality.
scrappy, George, isn't he?
No.
Very
We've
odd.
only
I
had
think they
one
got
chance in the
with
game.
that,
That was in
that
the
ball's from the
first
back to
30
front, isn't it, I
seconds
think.
with Carlisle.
There's been a couple of occasions where we
No,
haven't quite cleared the
by
ball properly enough,
Charters.
gone in the air instead of going distance. And I just think,
But yeah, make sure
as you
to
say,
leave
playing
any
front,
questions
you need
in the
that little bit
chat.
of quality.
11 minutes
I'll
played,
try to
0-0 is the score between the Saddlers and Carlisle. Carlisle with the only real chance of note in the opening 25 seconds, actually. It was the teenage midfielder Taylor Charters who let go a shot from 25 yards, which went
Well, header's
wide
going
to the
down.
right. It's fairly scrappy, and it's 0-0.
It's a Carlisle free kick. Mansfield
Come to a few of your
1 against
messages,
Port
nice
Vale.
break of play
Steve
in
Nick
due
1-1
course. But yeah,
against
it's just
Scunthorpe.
waiting for a good shot from the Saddlers to really spark this game to life, isn't it? But at the moment they've got some defending to do. It will be a
Guy's
free
gonna
kick
take
on
this.
Carlisle's left wing. Callum Guy, the 24-year-old Northampton-born former Derby County youth man, to deliver.
Cam Guy's going to take
right
this.
footed with McDonald forward from the back. As to is Reece Bennett.
Hayden's free at the back wall,
Yeah,
he is.
Oh
It's not
no.
an overload.
It's in now, comes off Sinclair's head. Sadler heads it away.
Gets away.
Hayden nods it forward. There's a
Never
more
handball
shout for
appeal.
handball against the Walsall defence. Now it's looped back forward into the penalty area by
Adebayo, good
Armour.
tackle there.
Adebayo's back there to defend his lines.
Defends
he's
it and
kept
goes
the
out
ball
for a
in play, I
throw-in.
think, on that far side. It will be a throw-in. Good work from the striker.
It was a good job that Callum Guy underhit that set play there, because there was three Carlisle players at the back post there.
Needs to defend a bit better.
3 blue shirts hovering, weren't they,
League
just
ball.
around the penalty area. It was
Well
low,
punished.
wasn't it? It wasn't the sort of ball that certainly the 3 men
With a
would have
long
been hoping
throw in
for
here.
as they made their way to the penalty area. It will be a throw-in on the far side against Coyote.
Coyote
Front
moves the
man to
long
take
throw.
it, launches it into the penalty
Good
area.
header
And
away
Adebayo,
from Adebayo.
the
Goes
Walsall
straight
striker
to
again, using his height to head it away. Coyote on the Carlisle left wing, running at Norman. Cuts it back
Patrick.
by the corner of the penalty area.
No.
It's Patrick back to Coyote again.
Go
Coyote with good feet, a turn and a shot by Hayden.
Hayden with a
Cleared
good shot.
away by
Cleared away from the
Adebayo. Left
Saddlers.
side for Carlisle.
Only
There.
goes as far
High
as
the
Guy
pressure
goes
on
back.
in the opening
They
stages
go
here.
long.
It's a high ball forward by Armour. It's a battle in the air between Sadler and Bennett. And
Guy
Carlisle
looking
have it again,
towards
but again, good defensive work
the
by
Carlisle
Adebayo
player.
to track back
Walsall
and watch
defend.
his
We're
man
not
play
clean
back
now.
to the
Like,
keeper.
we're just going
Liam
straight to
Roberts
this
will
Callum
be
Guy
asking
in
him
midfield. And again.
Adebayo to maybe pick up a few more defensive positions there if he's on that right wing. And he's
So who do
doing his
you
job okay so far.
false
Headed forward by
screen
Hayden
or
towards
Cheltenham?
Coyote. Sinclair
I'm not
gets his
going
foot
to
in
say
now.
anything from
McDonald
that.
should tidy up for the Saddlers in a
McDonald
left back
goes
position.
long.
It's a low ball forward to
To
Gordon.
Gordon.
We've got Bennett on
To
his
McDonald.
back. Now here's McDonald. Bit of a cul-de-sac here for the Saddlers to try and get out
Bit
of.
risky
Back
here.
to the central position.
Bates.
That's facing his own goal. And that's a poor one for Bates.
Goal.
Chance for Charters. Whose
Charters
shot goes
with
over the
another
bar.
chance.
They've had a couple of opportunities already. That one in the 14th minute, just inside the penalty area, he couldn't keep down.
Yeah, we're a little bit guilty there, trying to overplay. Bates there with a poor pass out.
Overplaying there.
To the fullback that got cut out, and it's a good opportunity for
But yeah,
Carlisle there from the
no
end of the box.
real. Carlisle had the
George
better
really with
chances
Bates
so far.
facing his own goal. Why maybe didn't play it back
Neither
to Liam
keeper's
Roberts.
really
He
been
was always looking to
tested
try and play
inside
out that right wing and
this
asking for
first
trouble there, really.
No,
15
definitely,
minutes of the
obviously, if
game.
you come off with them with a great pass, but Walsall just causing themselves problems. Yeah, I think we're clearing the ball, it's coming straight back down the middle of the pitch, and they've got 3 or 4 players. If we're going to clear it,
Completely
it's got to be
agree
in
with
the
the
channels, and we've
follow.
got to turn them.
We're
because
trying to
I
clear
think
our
the last 5 minutes,
lines.
they're just on top of us a
And
little
we're
bit.
just going
High
straight to their
clearance
centre
away by
midfielders. They're
Liam
picking up the
Roberts,
ball.
looking for Elijah
Then
and a
they
boy
create
on that
chances
Walsall right
then.
wing. Kinsella just a little shove on the Charters there. Carlisle have the ball. It's played by Patrick towards Coyote, but across comes Sadler.
Sadler clears out
Out to
for
play. In case you're wondering,
Carlisle.
George, you played Carlisle
Hayden.
3 times for Walsall, 2 1-1 draws and a 2-1 defeat.
Coyote.
Coyote comes
Coyote
infield from the
inside.
Carlisle right
Good
wing.
tackle from
Bates
Gordon, who's
battling
chopping
in
back.
midfield. They've got 3 players, haven't they?
Sinclair
Sinclair
goes
and
long.
Kinsella, who maybe haven't got the height.
To
Late
no one
transfer
again.
by
So
Hayden on
great.
Sinclair, which has been brought back
Gaza
for that foul.
says,
But
I
yeah,
said, hello,
in
welcome
terms
to
of
the
the Saddlers
stream.
midfield, when you've got Bates and Kinsella and Sinclair, you're going to have 100% effort at all times, aren't you? And they are going to be ratting around in midfield and not giving any Carlisle player any time on the ball.
Robertson going to take this.
Will be a Walsall free kick then on their left side of defence. 15 minutes played, 0-0 is the score.
Boring
Liam
game
Roberts
so
making his
far though.
18th
Roberts
appearance
goes long.
of the season with the Saddlers with a high ball over halfway.
Just
Gordon was beaten in the air by
Beaten in
McDonald.
the air.
Bates will help it forward. Cleared away though by Riley. Roberts will come out of goal and a left-footed
Pass
clearance
ball.
away. Lacked any sort of height there. And it's back to Charters. Good ball
They're
forward
in here.
by Charters to Patrick. Now Alessandro.
Alessandro
He thought that
is-
shot immediately now. The low ball into the box is cleared away by
Just
James
can't
Clark.
clear
They
our
look good
lines.
coming forward.
Yeah, 6 and 7s at the moment.
Got
So
to
there's
red and
Carlisle,
white says, my
getting lots of
prediction.
players forward.
3-2.
Midfield players are joining in with the striker.
Entertaining game. I can't see
You
many
can
games.
actually see
Many
why
goals
they've,
in this game so
where
far.
they are in the league. They're all
Joe
action, high energy team.
Pattinson says,
Play attractive football as
I'm
well.
a Carlisle
His
fan.
features,
Welcome to
well,
the
he's,
stream. If you're are you watching the game,
the manager now
mate,
just
since
over a
leave
year. It
your
was
thoughts on
November
the game so
2019
far.
he took over from Stephen
Josh
Presley.
Fields very much says
Blackpool
3-2 to
manager.
Walsall.
High ball across now looking for McDonald. The header is by Hayden. And it's cleared away by the defender.
Sadler heads it out,
McDonald.
play again.
Also haven't quite got to grips with this game so far, have they, guys?
No, definitely not.
Really
I think
cool
we
so
need to get
far.
Wes McDonald in the game a lot more. He start playing balls down the sides of Carlisle and try and turn them a little bit.
Carlisle
It's a little
go
bit too easy from in the middle.
Coyote
As you say,
mentioned
we've
his
got
name
some
right
bad
so
at the
far.
bar, but I think they've just got a little bit more quiet than us. I think
Really
we have to get
scrappy
the
in
ball
the
out wide.
midfield.
We're going to cause any damage.
Claire slowly
Right tackle
keeping possession for the
short
side in
tackle
red.
from
Sadler
Kinsella.
trying to play
Sadler
forward to
keeps their
Adam
play.
Fire, and he apologises that he experienced
Really cool.
also left back who played 16 minutes against Scunthorpe last Tuesday when he
Hayden's
came
going
on
to go
for
long.
George Nurse, who himself was making his first start for 13
long.
matches.
Sadler wins a header.
The
Goy
guys
wins
were
a header.
saying it. He's
Let's
worked out
have
that Saturday
that
today against the nippy Coyote on that Carlisle right wing. Now Norman, I haven't said his
Norman.
name too many times so far. A high ball forward looking for Adebayo. McDonald
Foul.
heads it away.
Sadler's
There's a
gonna
foul
foul.
by Patrick on Cameron Norman. The Saddlers will have a chance with a free kick to get some
We're
height
trying to
into the
go
penalty area.
That's the difficulty for Cam Norman there. He got
Carlisle,
nowhere
stop
to
that
pass to.
quick free kick.
The striker's on the wrong side of the pitch and he doesn't get across quick enough. And there's nowhere for his clearance to go. So what George is saying about putting it down the channel, you've got to work across the line.
But yeah, thanks for the views that are coming in.
With a free kick, the referee
Coming up to the 18-minute mark now.
It's,
Currently Walsall nil, Carlisle United
turquoise,
nil.
perhaps aqua referee shirt, and we'll be having a word with
not green?
Patrick. Green, yeah. Let's stick to that. Because James Clark prepares to take this
James Clark's
free
going to take
kick
this free
for
kick
the
on
Saddlers. Dan
half-time.
Scar has gone forward. There's a clutch of players just outside the penalty
Goes
area
long.
at the moment for Clark to send a high free kick
They win the
towards
header
McDonald, heads it away.
They try
Now
to clear
Patrick's ball goes across
into Coyote.
the 18-yard box and away. And now Carlisle trying to attack.
Go
Bates
on.
gets in the way. Now a higher
I'm running
ball
their
forward,
second
but they
ball
haven't
into the field, I tell you, Carlisle.
broke into the Walsall half really there.
Hello,
the
Paul
visitors,
says
and
hello,
it's
Seth.
back
How
with
you
Ian
doing?
Roberts.
I'm good, thank you,
So
Paul. How
maybe
are
see a
you?
little bit more from
A
that
Birmingham playing
set piece
today,
with Scar having made his way
and if they're
forward.
playing who
Those
they're
3
playing.
goals in December to
Roberts
the
goes long,
Walsall defender.
and the
Now
boy
a
goes
high
to
ball
win the
forward
header.
for Adebayo. It's cleared
Loses
away.
it.
Sadler helps in on now to
Adebayo.
Adebayo. On the left-hand side, Adebayo being watched by Hayden, who
Hayden
pumps the
gets the
ball
ball
away.
off him, goes up for Carlisle throwing.
Clark is on the halfway line screaming.
Yeah,
for
really
James
poor
Holden.
game so far.
Now
Really
he's
scrappy.
asking the linesman to open his
I'm
eyes.
surprised
Obviously,
this
it's
game
not
ended
because
0-0.
I think he might have thought it was a second ball.
But a football game can just change like that, so
The throw-in goes back to Liam Roberts.
The pleasures of management, and if a decision doesn't go your way.
So that
Liam Roberts is
distribution
through
from
play. I
Liam
think he
Roberts
would
was
have
questionable there. It's behind Cameron Norman. That's a cheap throw-in to concede.
So we don't concede off this, because that is, if we do, that
All those
it's
that you,
cheap goals to give away.
hope they don't brew, isn't it?
Yeah.
The ones that unforced error
Long
from
throw-in,
the
I think
Walsall goalkeeper
Coyote's
Liam
on this
Roberts.
again.
When you're trying to play it from the back, you don't want it to
He's
go
had a
wrong.
couple of
do you?
long
But,
throws so
that's a
far
key
in this
part.
game.
Joshua J.J. Coyote with the long throw into the
Coyote.
penalty area here.
Oh, no.
Scar heads it away. And this one's
Alessandro on the edge of the
Alessandro.
box. No.
20 minutes
Coyote
still
inside,
fairly scrappy, but
goes to the
shot is
shot,
there by
Adebayo's
the
blocked
winger.
it.
Coyote was blocked well by Elijah Adebayo. Carlisle trying to get
Hello,
the ball
Dan,
back
welcome
in,
to
headed away
the
by
stream.
Matt
Blues
Sadler.
are playing
Remains a score,
Blackburn
20 minutes
tonight.
played. Sadler's
Blues
playing with
haven't won
Josh
at
Gordon
home
as the front man today, with
since
Elijah Adebayo
October.
on the right wing,
Shocking
having to do
record
defensive
to
work
have.
as well. And
Well,
Wes McDonald on the left. They haven't really forced any
We
clear-cut
a couple
chances
of weeks
so far.
ago we
0-0
had
remains a score.
a few weeks ago we hadn't won away, so
Now Bates gets the
Yeah.
ball away for
is Everidge doing all right at
the Sadlers.
Birmingham
Coming
Paul?
forward down the left-hand side
Let
now.
me know.
Run by Riley, but he got too much on that, and it's out of play for a goal kick.
It's
for the
full
Sadlers.
pressure from Carlisle, isn't
Yeah.
it? They've got 6 players in the penalty box.
Yeah.
Just a few
I
seconds
don't
ago.
think we've even
They
reached in
really
their
are looking
penalty
forward
box
to,
so
looking
far,
to try and
which
get forward as
is
quickly
really
as possible
poor in these
and
opening
get
20
plenty of men in the
minutes.
box.
How do they switch the ascendancy in this game at the moment? It's looking very
I hope we can turn this around
frustratingly
so far, because I mean,
to the
Yeah,
side
I'm
of
not
the
saying
visitors
Carlisle
at the
have the
moment.
quality,
Yeah.
but they've definitely been the better side so
Well,
far.
0-0 remains a score. Taylor Charters has had the two
These
efforts really
can't
for
play their
the
Carlisle at the
visitors.
moment.
Shot in the opening 30 seconds, which went wide to the
Bates
right, and
wins
then
a
after
header.
a pull
Out
right
for
defence by
throwing
Alfie
again.
Bates, he dragged a shot over the crossbar. First game of 2021 for the sides across League Two today. Carlisle's local rivals Barrow seeing their game postponed
Carlisle
yesterday
took
with
a
a
throw in,
frozen pitch
clean away
against
from the
Exeter.
Sadlers,
0-0
out
between
for
Bolton
another
and
throw.
Crawley. Forest Green 0, Oldham 0.
Yes,
Cambridge
Everidge
have an early
doing
goal
great
against
at
Grimsby.
been our
Just been
best
taken over.
players this season.
Grimsby 0, Cambridge
Good
1.
to hear
Mansfield
that.
1, Port Vale 0. And goals at Stevenage 1-1 between Stevenage and Scunthorpe. It's 0-0 between Orient
We're currently sit
Salford.
11th in the
As
before
it is
this
here
game.
with a
We're
long
currently
throw
sit
down the
11th.
left-hand side. Flipped on by Coyote.
I think there's only
James
one
Clark
point
will
off the
let that
play,
ball
so
go out
a
of
win
play.
today would be
It'll be
massive.
a goal kick for the Sadlers. They've been fairly quiet going forward so far. The back four for Carlisle, I think, are possibly filled by 4 centre-halves, actually. They've had some defensive troubles. Nick Anderton, who actually
4
scored against
centre-halves?
the Sadlers in January, has had to
The
self-isolate.
Carlisle
So I think they've got
defence.
Jack Armour on the left side of the defence, who can play centre-half as well. Likewise, Aaron Hayden, who you recognise from Stourbridge, George, is on the right side of the defence. So when you've got
Roberts
4
goes
centre-halves playing in those positions, you
What's
see
the
the
one
ground
header?
a bit more.
Seems to
Was
work
it
okay
Papa
at the moment.
Sinclair?
Yeah.
Matt Sadler goes
You
long.
could argue the Sadlers have got 3 of their 4 defenders
Oh,
who play
boy.
centre-half as well, really. At the
She's to
moment.
get a foot on the
Cameron
ball.
Norman, an out-and-out
More
fullback
calm on the ball.
on the field
Rushing
today. It will
on
be
the
a
ball.
Carlisle
Some
throwing
hot
on this
potato
near
at Tom
side
this
there
one.
right. It will be Hayden, who's got 4 goals this season, having
Goes long.
started
2
his
plays
football
go for the
educated
header.
Chelsea and Wolverhampton
For
Wanderers.
Carlisle throwing.
And he scored in
The
their most
Henry's
recent game,
had said this
3-3
so
draw
far.
against
Carlisle throwing.
Bolton.
So Carlisle go long. Hayden with the throw.
Out of play by
Walsall throwing this time there.
I don't think that assistant dare give it against Walsall this time, with McDonald screaming at him and Brian Dutton and Darryl Clark giving him the eyes as well.
Yeah, South's going to take this throwing.
Leave it for the
Play left back today.
I think he was leaving
Goes
that
long.
to Darryl.
Doesn't
On
have
the
a
left-hand
boy.
side, Gordon and Adebayo in a battle there. Cleared away as far as McDonald. McDonald coming more central now.
Get that man more on the ball.
Norman's
Because
out
he's
to
the
the
one that's
right-hand
going to
side.
cause
Clark clears away.
problems.
Has hit Coyote, moving back safely with Liam Roberts.
Looking really
Shaky
shaky today.
He tried to chase down that ball.
Robert's
So
so
far,
dead.
they've really been in one-on-ones with the
Clark
Sadness
goes
fullbacks to
long.
worry about. As Clark plays a high ball forward towards Gordon. That's bread and butter there for Reece Bennett, and it's going to be cleared away by
Reece Bennett
Palmer,
goes
who's
back to Arnold
Preston-born Scottish youth international. Headed forward by Charters now.
Charters
Norman
headed
pokes it
forward.
away. Kinsella is on halfway in the
Kinsella
centre circle.
into
Slides
Alpha
it back
Bites.
to
Alpha Bites into
Gates.
Cameron
Now in a
Norman.
bit of space on the right
Let's go
side.
forward
Norman
now.
will
Let's
come
attack
forward. The
Carlisle.
fullbacks are opposite us in the
Cameron
community
Norman
standards. Norman
gets
cut out by
tackled.
Armour again.
Maybe
Now
collect
Clark
the ball
on
again.
the right side
Clark
of the
calmly
defence. Tidy
into
up, play
Kinsella.
forward to Kinsella. Kinsella's
Kinsella to
ball forward is
Gordon.
chested down by Gordon.
Gordon.
Back to Norman,
Back to
who keeps the
Norman.
ball in play as he sends it into
Go on.
Adebayo.
Go on,
It's
Wes.
loose now for McDonald to come onto. McDonald will run it. Hayden comes
Oh,
inside.
good
But it's cleared
goal.
away.
He's unlucky. Yeah, he's unlucky there. Right
Ooh.
idea, trying to cross him, cut across him to get his shot off.
What's his red and white eyes?
Bates will
Stevens
play a high
2-1
ball
up
out to the
again.
right-hand side, which Norman
Good
sees
foot
out of the
there
sky,
and
chest
follows
down,
screen
loops
of
it
one
forward.
looking
It's still with
his
Cameron Norman
Go on,
playing
win
it
here.
back to
Penalty!
Carlisle. Was it Coyle?
That could have been a penalty there.
Kinsella
Kinsella
powers
with
the
the shot.
Takes a
Ooh,
deflection.
takes a
That's the first
deflection.
effort on target for the Sanders, but it was held under his own crossbar by Paul Farmer.
If he's not caught there, then it's a dive and it's a booking. So, you know, I'm not sure what's
I don't know. I don't think
the
that
referee's
was a
saying there. The
penalty.
linesman on the far side.
How did you see it, George?
Well, that's a definite penalty as a striker. No, but I just think this shows what Walsall need to do. We need to get Wes McDonald running at their fullback, and as I said, Dan Scott just played a great ball, switch out to Cameron Norman there, and that's the first time one of our balls has had a bit of quality.
Yeah.
So at the minute, we haven't got that foot on the ball.
Farmer's
Alfie
gonna
Bates
take
played a little
this.
pass in there. That's the first time we put 3 or 4 passes
Free
together. And as you
It's a
said,
free
Carlisle
kick.
do press forward well, so we'll
Tried
have to
to
try and play
stop
around that
from
press, otherwise
kicking the ball out.
they're just going to keep
I
the
don't
ball
know
set
sure,
balls.
but go to Coyote,
Now
wants to head into
Coyote
Lewis
got it down to
Alessandra.
Alessandra. Good footwork
No,
in the penalty area to
Charters
Charters, out to
into
left-hand
Omar
side.
Patrick
Real
goal.
chance for
What a
Carlisle.
goal.
He's thumped it into the net. Carlisle go ahead in the 26th minute.
1-0
It was
Carlisle.
good work by Alessandra. It was fed out to the left
Good goal
side,
to be fair,
Charters.
but
And that's a
poor,
really fine finish
poor
by Patrick for his
defending.
4th of the
He's just
season.
left free on
Crashing
the
it
left hand
home.
side.
And Carlisle lead.
Lose end header goes into Lewis Alessandra, who able to hold it up, play it out to Charters.
Carlisle deserve to take the
Good
lead.
pass.
Good ball
And
into
it's
this.
a very good finish from Omar Patrick, to be fair. On the half volley, very good.
Carlisle, who have been on top.
Goal,
It's a
that
really
is
powerful finish by
not
Omari
frustrating.
Patrick.
Carlisle
He's 4th of the
definitely
season. The
deserved
ball
that
was played
so
forward.
far.
Good footwork by Alessandra, the striker, to feed to his left side of the penalty
Just
area.
trying to spread out because it's 1-0 to Carlisle.
Carlisle lead by a goal to nil. To come from behind again. How many times is that? Well, I know the answer actually. It's 17.
Very good. We're on the attack
Come
here.
from behind
Kinsella,
many times.
Norman,
It was a super goal. It was
Really well
Norman.
worked goal.
Really
and
good
Kinsella.
Was a good
Kinsella
finish,
back
but what
into
worked
Norman.
before that, as
Foul.
Norman's dragged
Free
into
kick
there
here.
by
Do you
midfielder
still think
Charters.
we'll win?
Carlisle ahead.
At this
on
rate,
the
no,
road.
but like I said,
Too
games
many
can
times.
just
They
change
lost 3 of the last 5 away from
in a
Hampton Park.
flash, to be honest. So
Lost
let's
to
hope
Forest
so.
Green most recently.
So my
They
score
were losing
prediction
10
just
in that
let it win
Harrogate
now.
game when they,
Very good finish
saw
from
that game
Omar Patrick, to
cooled
be
off,
fair.
but they have
Though.
a chance now to respond
Good work
straight
from
away.
Lewis Alessandra.
And they have a free kick
To
on
feed
the
it
right
into
hand side,
Charles,
just
I
in
think
from
it
the
was.
right touchline, and Alfie Bates will deliver. 27
Alfie
minutes
Bates
played.
gonna
Can
take
the
this.
Sanders respond
Nice
straight away here?
one, I
Bates
think.
with the free kick with both
Both
arms
arms, I think.
in the sky, with Sadler and Clark forward again from the back, alongside Scar, and Gordon's in there
Got
as
some-
well. And
Got some
Adebayo,
players
the
in the
referee's
box
happy.
to attack this. Come on.
Bates will
Bates
send it in
with the
now.
ball to the
Clip
box,
it
gone to the
high
back box.
towards Scar, too
Just
high
goes
for the
over to
Walsall
Scott.
defender.
Decent ball.
It will be with McDonald on this left-hand side.
McDonald.
Across,
Time.
watching
Foul.
him closely is Hayden. Is that a play for a throw-in?
I think he could have given a foul there, the referee. He's
Definitely a foul.
getting manhandled a little bit there, McDonald.
Was that on this? Sadler into
He's a threat though, isn't he? He's got the ability to get back players and
so
to cause
poor.
problems.
Really
Just
poor on the ball.
trying to get him the ball a little bit more often.
We've got no one
Really
on the
interrupted
ball
you for
that can just
updated listeners, George.
control
What are
it.
your thoughts on the goal?
No, I was just
Get
going
a
to say, I
foot on
think
it.
it was a deserved
Switch
lead
the
goal.
play.
I think
Alfie
York
Bates
pumped
can
the
do it,
ball
but he
back
hasn't
up
had
to
the
it.
ball
He
recently.
brought
So
it down, laid it off to Alexander, who laid it off
been
to
really
Patrick.
poor
And
so far.
as you can see, their front three are very, very
Very,
sharp and very effective
very
at what they do as well. And you can see
slow
why
on the
they
ball,
are where they are
everything.
in the league.
Slow to every ball. They win every
Bulged
second
as
ball.
Patrick's fourth of
Not
the
a great
season.
start for the Saddlers. Let's hope we
Two
can get back in
games.
this game. Hayden up
Flew
the line.
past Liam
Coyote
Robertson into
heads
the
it inside. Bates away.
next for Carlisle United. It's another game that goes by
Don't
without a Saddlers
back
clean
into
sheet. That's
Farman.
another worry. Just 3 in the league
Into
this season.
Alexandra.
The 2 1-0 wins
Scar
against
with
Grimsby.
head away.
Four
And his
in
five
that
can't
0-0
go.
against
Kicks it
Exeter
forward
City
to
as Norman's
Cameron
clearance is
Norman.
charged down by Charters, who's had an impressive game so far, the teenager, and he's
Charters.
going down this left wing now. It's a low
Goal.
ball in. It was dangerous, and
Once
Sadler
he
had
got
to come
through
across
there,
into a more natural
he's
centre
been very
half
good, this
position to clear it
Charters.
away for
I think
Carlisle's
he's
first corner of the game.
Good play from Charters, wasn't it? Super run.
He's only a
Super run
teenage
into the
time.
penalty box and a
Been
very good
very
ball across.
impressive.
And
Just
Matt Gibson all
holds
his
off
experience there
Cameron
of
Norman.
covering around.
Good,
Charters
good
only made
defending from
starts
Scarlet.
in the trophy, I think, this season, but he's only made the 9 league substitute appearances before today. He's been
His
brought
first
in for
start in League
Mellish,
Two, so
who's not in the 18th of Carlisle
Henry,
United, and it will be a corner for the visitors then.
corner
And Callum
for
Guy
the
to
Cumberlands here.
deliver. Walsall 0, Carlisle 1, just ticking towards the half-hour mark at the Banksy Stadium. Guy on the far
with the
side
corner.
to deliver.
Goes,
Right footed,
oh
it's
no.
flipped off Kinsella's head, and Coyote just swung and missed it there. And that was a
Went
chance,
towards
a
the
chance
front
for goal
post,
for
and then I
the
think someone headed
Carlisle
back to
wide
the
man,
far
and he
post.
connected with that.
Yeah.
Done it for
It's a
Carlisle.
good free kick as well.
Yeah,
Carlisle obviously worked that on the training ground. Everybody outside of the penalty box are making runs in. Also defending in zones.
Hayden's going to take this. I think
Coyote.
Coyote's going to take this.
He's got this long throw in his locker.
I'd lot
Seems to
long
keep it
throws
quite
in this
low,
game.
doesn't it?
Make sure to
The
leave
long
your
throws. He
thoughts
sort
on
of
the game
launches
so
an
far in
arrow
the chat if you're watching
into
it.
the penalty area.
Coyote
He's in
with
the
the long
bottom as well.
throw.
He's taken
That's
that
well
out.
throws on the pitch.
Now then, a flick
Goal.
header on by Hayden and offside against the
Offside.
Carlisle defender, but he's still over the line there.
He's about a yard on
Next to Houston, isn't he, as well?
5 years of coming in. Thank you very much for tuning in. Make sure to share and stream, leave a like, and subscribe to the channel if you're new. I appreciate that. But Adebayo's on the ball. Go on.
Adebayo will keep this in play by the corner flag. And
Wins
it's
the
out now
corner.
from Riley for another Walsall corner. See what they can do from this set piece.
So
Alfie
get a
Bates
goal
is
from
the
this.
man to deliver. And Sadler's defenders number 4, 5 and 6.
Alfie Bates with
Sadler,
another
Clark,
corner.
Scar making their way into the penalty area again. Kinsella will...
He done well there,
Come on.
Adebayo, Tom, with coming across the line there and trying to work the corner.
He's been all over the front.
Yeah,
three,
actually,
hasn't he? Right wing, middle and now
Alfie
left wing.
Bates going to take this corner
Walsall's
on the
second
near
corner of the game. We
side.
played 31 minutes. It will be Bates to deliver from this near side, the Walsall left.
Goes
It's a high
back
one
post,
inside
yes.
the 6-yard box. There's
No
a
one's
battle
there.
inside
Hayden
there. It's,
heads it along.
headed away at the far post by the Carlisle man Hayden, and now a high clearance away.
Cleans
Will
from
be met
Carlisle.
by
Alfie Bates trying to hold him off.
who's in a battle with the goal scorer Patrick.
Then pushed
It's,
there from Bates. Going there
Ponytail
for Walsall.
making his way back to the Carlisle left wing.
Sadler goes
Sadler
long.
with the throw in
And
for the
a ball
Sadlers. It's
knocked
flicked
on.
on by Hayden under pressure from
Foul
Adebayo, and
for
the referee didn't
Carlisle.
like that. It will be a free kick for Carlisle.
Views are coming in. Thank you very much.
Carlisle
For
themselves
tuning
went
in.
on a run of 4 wins in a
Like I
row
said,
against
we're about
Salford,
13 minutes
Bradford,
into the game
Stevenage
now.
and Mansfield
Walsall
before
nil,
losing
Carlisle
at Forest
United.
Green, second place Forest Green.
Goal from
and
Omar
drawing
Patrick.
against Bolton Wanderers on Boxing Day. But
Good work from Lewis Alessandra.
much
Good
improved
footwork. Plays
in
out
this
to
2020
Charters, who just plays the first time
2021
pass
season.
over to Omar Patrick,
having
who
finished
smashed it
last
into the
season in
top
18th when
19
it was
corner.
curtailed due to the pandemic.
Alessandra
Now
again
high ball
causing
in
his
forward.
problems.
Scar will head it away to this left back
Sadler
area.
tries to
Sadler
clear.
to just
Sinclair.
clear it away. Now Sinclair is buffeted into the
Then
black
back to
colours,
the
which
Walsall
are
throw, I think. Yep. Inside our own
job
half,
when
Walsall throw.
the snow had been coming down and indeed protecting Sinclair. I think so, yeah. Through into the advertising orders a couple of times. The ponytail
Sadler's going to
bearded
take
midfielder has been
this throw.
shoved into the left touchline now.
Goal update.
Making it,
Mansfield 2-0 up against
200th
Port
appearance
Vale.
if you add Bristol Rovers and Walsall appearances
Bowley
together
goal.
today for
Adebayo
Stuart
wins the
Sinclair.
kick-off.
And now just inside the Walsall
Hayden
half,
puts it
Hayden will
long.
hook it away. Bates has got
Bates.
Norman in space
Come on, Norman.
on that right-hand
Got
side.
loads
The
of space
chance
there.
for
Attacking.
Walsall to
Goes
try
into
and come
Bates.
forward again. Norman, Bates, and
Lots
now
of
Norman
space in
again.
middle here. If we can
High
just
ball
use
down
that.
the Walsall right wing looking
and
for
build
Gordon.
something.
Donald got a head on it. Now Armour will clear it away, but not before it had gone out of play. It will be a throw-in for the Saddlers on the far side. Which Norman takes towards Gordon.
Goal
Foul
update
by the
from
Walsall front
a
man.
Cheltenham fan.
On Armour.
Orient
Just
1-0
wondering
against
how
Salford.
Cam
And
Norman, how he's
obviously
playing
Mansfield 2-0 up
in the
against
last 4 or
Port
5
Vale.
times that I've seen him. He's been bowling on
Interesting,
again,
obviously,
getting
played Salford
forward
a few
really
weeks
quickly.
back.
Where he seems to be sitting back a little bit more today. And whether that's an instruction from Darryl or not.
11 minutes to go until half-time. Walsall 0, Carlisle
go
1. This is
long.
the second of 3 home games on the spin for the
Scotland's
Saddlers. On a
ahead.
2-week break after this game because of Morecambe's involvement in the FA Cup. That would have been the opponents for Saddlers next weekend.
That's why we got
It's
a
been
week
put
off.
back to the 19th. So Oldham here in a
Scott
fortnight.
goes long.
Next time the Saddlers will be in action. A high ball
One
forward, getting
press.
Adebayo's into chase.
Yes.
Dealt with by
That's better.
Bennett, who cleared the ball against Adebayo there. Got a bit lucky. Now Norman will nod it forward.
Nod it
Kinsella
forward.
in a battle in midfield there with Charters, and the Carlisle
Patrick loses out. Kinsella's
midfielder
out. Come
comes
on,
away with it
Kinsella.
and feeds Patrick, the goal scorer, on that far side. Kinsella's been brought down. Patrick will play it forward towards
Coyote.
Coyote, who's got support from Alessandra to his left. Now Carlisle threatening an attack again on their left wing. The ball is with Armour now. The left-sided
Alessandra.
The right back's playing right forward at the minute.
Hayden's right forward, isn't he? Yeah, completely right. There's a slight challenge in there in midfield by Guy.
Controlled everything into midfield.
10 minutes remaining in this first half. It's still Walsall 0, Carlisle 1, and Walsall really yet to flip it into
Weaver
in terms of their offensive play, and Carlisle
come
are
on,
very impressive
Walsall.
coming forward. They had 4
Let's get a goal
shots in
for
the
half
penalty
time.
area there.
Yeah,
For
100%.
the left back to aim
So,
for, but Walsall
let's
dealt
hope
with
it's
it.
a Bolton game.
Goal
Get a
kick
goal
for
for
Liam
half
Roberts
time.
to
We
take
can go
now.
on that.
We've got 9.5 minutes remaining in this first half. Carlisle still lead thanks to that great goal from Patrick about 10 minutes ago. Walsall
Roberts
0,
goes
Carlisle 1.
long.
Well, the first half's really short of Walsall chances. Not think of anything. Adebayo had that ball across the 6-yard box, which was aiming for McDonald, which was dealt with, but had some set pieces into the penalty area.
Couple of 1-2 share
Much
between them. It goes out
report
to
so far.
Norman.
Kinsella plays
Norman
out to the right
into
of Norman,
Bates.
and now here's Bates, who's got a bit of space to
Bates.
run into in the Walsall midfield.
Adebayo.
Comes to
Bates.
Adebayo, now Bates to
Sadler.
Sadler on the Walsall left side. Comes in field to
McDonald on the
McDonald,
half
low ball to
turn.
Adebayo, back to McDonald again. To see where's McDonald in the
Track
game
ball
as often as
again.
we can.
McDonald
It's with him
is
now. Where's McDonald down the Walsall left-hand side?
Trying to
Comes
form
inside on his
something.
right
He's
foot.
going to shoot.
He goes
Oh.
it's just wide. Russell's aside netting from Wes McDonald.
Needs to do
Trying to
more
create
of.
something out of nothing there. Good
Um,
Sadler's chance, their best
Cat
of this
Pine
first
is
half.
2-0
But it goes just wide.
Yeah, it's been so speculative, Tom, on you, but you know he's had a shot. His first shot on goal.
Looking.
I think that's the first time we put 5 or 6 passes together as well. We pinned Carlisle back a little bit, and then looked to break them down. But at the moment, I think Carlisle, if it finishes like this before half time, their manager will be delighted with the way things are going, aren't they?
Might have done a disservice to Liam Kinsella, who had
Goal
that shot
kick,
just after the Josh Gordon penalty appeals, which did loop up off a Carlisle defender, and very easy for the goalkeeper. But that's a real threatening effort for the Saddlers from Wes
Loses out,
McDonald.
goes to Cameron Norman.
That left wing,
Cameron
just
Norman.
harrowing
Decides
shot,
Alfie
which went
Bates.
just wide. You can
Bates.
see the side netting Russell as
Out
his shot just
into.
went wide. Now Gordon on the Walsall right, he's coming
Just
in
Gordon's
field. He's got
inside,
Sinclair in
go on.
space square of him. He's lofted a high ball out to the left, which would be too
Nice
much for McDonald to
idea.
deal with.
He's
That's probably in keeping with the Saddlers going forward so far. It's been a frustrating first 37.5 minutes. Walsall 0, Carlisle 1. That's the score.
Yeah, that pass sums up how Walsall played first half. It's been a little bit scrappy.
poor from the Saddlers so far.
No, definitely. Well, what I will say though, I mean, it might seem
Hayden
stupid,
goes long.
the way these line up in a 4-3-3 with their front three, obviously the quality's a lot
Goes up
different,
from
but
the
the way
Carlisle
Liverpool
throwing.
pressure up front and they've got 3 attackers that stay high. These play very similar, obviously in a League Two standard, and I just don't think Walsall have been able to cope with the way that Carlisle set up. To be honest,
Hayden's going to take this.
The front three for Carlisle, certainly Coyote and Alessandra and Patrick, have been more threatening than Walsall's McDonald and Gordon and Adebayo so far. Carlisle
Bates loses it inside in the midfield.
Alessandra taking the ball away from Kinsella, and now Armour's in all sorts of space. The crasher shot wide and high. It was good defensive work by Cameron Norman, flying in there to deflect it wide. Great defensive work from the Walsall right back to keep it Walsall 0, Carlisle 1.
That's good play again from Carlisle across the front 3, and a lovely layoff from Alessandra, and brilliant defending by Norman.
The chat on the game so far.
Was that their left back getting the shot?
It was Armour, who's not scored a professional goal.
I've got to say, I've never seen a League Two team get full back so high into opposition areas. So all fair play to Carlisle, because the way they've set up, they deserve to win in the game.
And their manager was
making his 10th appearance for Carlisle today. He hasn't scored yet, but close there.
Into the box.
Corner coming in now. Kinsella at the near post will head the ball away.
As far as
Carlisle trying to keep the pressure on. Flicked up by Gordon, and Kinsella will help it clear. Gordon will flip it on now. And a chance for Adebayo to stretch his legs over halfway, but just showed a bit too much of that to the Carlisle man, McDonald, and it's cleared away. And now Carlisle will come forward. Roberts lost his footing there and a chance, but well, he saved himself there, Roberts, because just lost his footing in the 6-yard box as he was coming out of the penalty area, and a chance for Coyote to loop it over him. But Roberts stood tall and made a good save.
You know, sorry, he's done really well there, Roberts, the keeper. He'd slipped, he was on his backside, and the striker should have scored. He just slipped it in, and he got back up and made a really good save.
Carlisle staying on the attack though with Patrick, left side of the penalty area. Hayden's coming forward again from full back. The opposite full back, Armour gets the ball into the penalty area towards Hayden. He's fouled Sadler. 5 people in the box again.
Honestly, I've never seen it in League Two before. The 2 fullbacks are playing so well. They have 6 men every time in every attack.
And they're fullbacks.
Yeah. I mean, do you see McDonald and Adebayo coming back to help them a bit more? Because Armour is in all sorts of space when he had that shot that Norman did well to fly in and block.
Yeah, as Ned said earlier, I think that's the reason why we haven't seen Cameron Norman getting forward. He's just getting pinned back. He knows the other lad, Patrick's going to stay high, and that left back just keep bombing on towards him.
Roberts goes long.
Sadler looking on towards Adebayo. 2-4 game so far for the Sattlers. Head in touch to say it has been a really poor half. Can't string passes together. Carlisle barely out of second gear. Cheesebag would echo those thoughts. No shape to the team.
Goes long. Adebayo.
McDonald down the Walsall left hand side. Back to Bates on halfway. Spreads it out now to the right and Norman. Chance to maybe stretch the Carlisle defence, but Norman turns back and plays it to Clark. Clark's high ball forward, and Gordon. Like a bit of high, don't they, the front men there, apart from Adebayo.
Just give it to Cameron Norman, Carlisle block.
Yeah, that was good play, you know, switch of play. But you've got to get your strikers across the pitch. Cam Norman's got nowhere to go there.
3.5 minutes before half time as Clark drags it back to Dan Scar.
Dan Scar's on the ball.
Inside his own half. Out to the right it goes, and Clark infield to Bates. Low ball forward, this is better. Kinsella on the right wing for the Sattlers. Flicks it back to Norman now. Norman's made a number of assists in the last month or so, and he crosses the ball in now towards Gordon, whose header is on target, but it's held in his own crossbar by the goalkeeper.
Good save from
no real power on that to trouble him.
But better play from the Sattlers. You know, nice ball into the penalty box. I think he'd come off his shoulder more than his head.
No real chance. I don't think their keeper's really been testing
himself. Had a fairly easy game so far, looking for an 8th clean sheet of the season. Got a clean sheet here last season with Stevenage in a 0-0 draw. Get 3 clean sheets in a row before the 1-0 defeat at Forest Green, and then a 3-3 draw against Bolton, the former league trophy when it was linked.
Norman heads it back nearly to the path of the Carlisle man.
Clark will play a high ball over halfway, looking for Adebayo. Being watched closely by Rod McDonald. McDonald is fouled by Adebayo. Will be a free kick for Carlisle in that left back area. And what has been a thoroughly What's the right adjective here? Depressing? It's not been good, has it? It's not been good. Let's call it average, that's better. That's slightly calmer.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's been
That's a
average.
coach's
Been
nightmare,
below
isn't it?
average.
George, that foul there by the striker. He's going, the
Been
centre half's going
absolutely
nowhere,
poor.
and he just pushes him, gives him a shove in the back, he falls over, and a free kick. Gets his team up the pitch.
Clarkman's a
This
header.
is the worst performance of the season so far, not winning the second balls from the midfield battles. As,
I said that earlier.
Bates
Just not winning the
goes
second
into
balls.
Sadler,
Going straight to them midfield. But we could be on attack here. McDonald, go on. Get gone for half time. McDonald.
Advice making his way to the penalty area. Good defensive work by Bennett. And it's going to be a corner for the Sadlers.
Good work from Bennett.
Carlisle defender begged to differ. But Walsall will have a corner which is made quickly. McDonald to Bates. Back with West McDonald again on the Walsall left wing. Now it's with Bates. Bates with a chance to cross in now right footed towards Gordon and Adebayo. It's headed away. Clark will let that ball go out of play for another Sadler's corner.
Here on the far-hand side.
I thought that was going to be good refereeing, so I'm sorry. Because that was a booking, the foul on Sads, that late tackle on Sads. And I thought he was going to bring it back and book the boy, but he's obviously changed his mind now.
Come on, corner for the Sadlers on the far-hand side.
Sadler got there first.
Just one up,
started that Walsall attack. Minute of normal time remaining at the end of the first half as Bates sends a high corner towards Scar. Back post. Scar's headed towards goal, and Adebayo was battling in there. Kinsella's got to it first. Pokes it out to Bates again on the right wing. Low ball in towards Kinsella.
To Bates.
1-0 Carlisle still lead. Ball in from Bates towards Clark at the far post. There's a foul from the Walsall skipper on the Carlisle defender Bennett. It will be a free kick for Carlisle, who come close through Coyote, whose shot attempted to be loop over Liam Roberts, with the goalkeeper stood tall, having earlier lost his footing. Gordon's looped it in there for the Sadlers. That was easy for the Carlisle goalkeeper Farman. Walsall 0, Carlisle 1, closing in on half time. And we went to see what the fourth official Neil Hare.
I wonder what Dal Clark will do at half time.
Many
Bring
more
on
than
some
1 minute, can it? There's nothing much in terms of there it is.
Don't think his formation's really
1
working.
minute signal. You know
So
that time,
far.
yeah. I didn't see it on there, but there was certainly nothing really apart from the goal in terms of stoppages.
Gordon's a header. Kinsella goes into the path of Gordon, loses out, goes into Kinsella,
from Carlisle
play,
perspective, fairly nice in terms of the players they've had. Norman's been called late there by Patrick.
Come on.
We are 20 seconds into the 1 minute of stoppage time.
1 minute of added time, nearly halfway through that there.
Yeah, definitely. He's got
Roberts
a team time to be had at half time for sure.
And Baldwin's a header.
On towards Gordon. They scored later in the first half against Bolton, let's not forget. And they
have a corner here. Come on. Let's get a goal for the absolute
Bates will sprint over there with Sinclair to take this. Alessandro has seen the danger and he's rushed over to make sure that
Bates going to take this then.
Also, don't take this corner short.
And goalie will change the team talk. I know that was the gaffer's going to be roasting a few if he sends 1-0 at half time. Yeah.
We've played a minute of stoppage time. Walsall corner, their fifth of the game on this near side. Bates will send the ball in towards the near post. It's a very poor one.
Yeah,
that is
half
the set piece to end this first half, and that's perhaps fitting in terms of the Sadlers going forward. Your thoughts on what you've seen so far, George Barrowman and
really
David?
That corner kick sums up the Sadlers' performance for the first half. Very impressive.
No quality.
Like George said, fullbacks getting forward.
Carlisle.
Fair play to them because the penalty box and
they're very solid side. Probably deserve where to be in the table. Third. Could be even higher after this result at stage like this. We are second best to everything, second best to balls in the midfield. They've won every second ball, second to every tackle. I'm expecting Darryl Clark to give the right team talk after the second half. Let's hope they come out better. That first half was, like I said, not great.
Following your heart, in spirit,
but yeah,
in soul.
Thanks to the 5 years that are coming in. Walls half time is on, so leave your thoughts in the chat on the game so far. Also, I should be doing the match review for the game. Let's look out for that. That'll be a bit later.
Victories.
I'm back. But yeah, I'd like to see a change in formation, maybe at half time. Maybe. But, you know, like I said, fair play to Carlisle because they've been a decent side so far. But yeah, thanks to the 3 viewers who are currently in. Make sure you stick around for the second half. I'd appreciate that, and share it around with just share it around. I'd really appreciate that too. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and leave a like on this. I don't know if we're going to make any changes at half time. We'll have to wait and see. I don't really know. We've got on our bench. I know we've got Rose, then we've got Osadebe, White, Lavery, Scrimshaw. I think we got on the bench. Guthrie. I think them are the players. I don't think any of them can really change a game. Maybe Scrimshaw when he came on against Port Vale. I can't really see any of the others changing the game at the moment. But yeah, 4 views are currently in. Make sure to leave your thoughts on the first half as it ended. Walsall 0, Carlisle 1. Goal from Omar Patrick. Very, very good finish, to be honest. On the left side of the box, smashed it into the top right hand corner. But yeah, if you're watching the game, make sure to leave your thoughts on the game so far. But yeah, I'll be back in a minute, guys. Let's go into the toilet. I'm back. But yeah, going forward for Carlisle though, they're very strong side. Number 14, very good. I think it's Coyote, very, very good player. I think we miss a player like him in our team. Who else is playing well? All their front three are playing well, but here the match stats: 59% possession for the Saddlers, 41 for Carlisle. They've had 8 shots, we've had 3. 1 on target for the Saddlers, 2 on target for Carlisle. Obviously, they've had 2 clear-cut chances. We've had not one. Passing accuracy, we've had 50, 43 for Carlisle. Just shows the quality in the games. There's none there, really. Attacking third percentage, that's pretty even. Excuse me, but make sure to leave your thoughts on the game if you're watching it so far. My statement on the second balls in the midfield are true, because they've just, tackles wise, they've 100%. Interceptions of 110. Just shows the second balls in the mid, especially in the midfield, we're not winning them. Let's hope for better then. But yeah, definitely think Dal Clark will give him right telling off at half time. Other results: Forest Green 1-1 against Oldham. A lot of games being called off. Bolton 0-0 against Crawley. Grimsby 0, Cambridge 2, I know it 1, Salford 0, Mansfield 2, Port Vale 0. A lot of games being called off. I don't know if that's for COVID or for postponements in the weather. But yes, I'm gonna look at some of the results in the league. Crystal Palace 2-0 up against Sheffield United. But I'm just looking where they should put the Saddlers. A lot have been postponed for, I think, 3 for frozen pitches and 3 for others. After this, Saddlers would stay 11th as it stands. We've played 22 games. A lot of teams below us have played less games. So we need a win today. Carlisle go top of the league if the results stay like this. So that'd be good for them. But obviously not good for us because we need the win. But yeah, make sure to leave your thoughts on the game so far. Kick-off will shortly be happening now. 3 viewers are currently in. Make sure to share around the stream. I'd appreciate that. Get as many people in the stream for the second half. I'd appreciate that. I think that's got to be up there. One of the worst halves of football I've seen this season for the Saddlers. What comes close? Stevenage was not great. Who else? Trying to think of other teams we played. Cheltenham, we weren't great against them too, so yeah. But yeah, second half will happen shortly. To viewers that are currently in, make sure to share around the stream. I appreciate that. Make sure to, if you want, just leave any questions in the channel. I'll try and answer them. Sorry about that. Second half, I'm going to go for... I think there's going to be a few goals in it this second half. But unfortunately, I think Carlisle are going to nick it. I'm going 2-1 Carlisle. Let's hope not anyway, but... They're top side, to be honest, Carlisle. They're one of the best teams we've played this season. Front three are very good. Omar Patrick with the goal, obviously. Alessandri holds up the play very well. Coyote, a very good player on his right-hand side of the front three. Midfield, they've got some decent players like Chatterton. I don't know what his name. He's very good. The teenager, I forgot his name now. Karen Guy, he's decent. In the fullbacks, Hayden and Armour, very good. They get forward so well. How many games? 1, 2, 3, 4. Half the games in League Two have been called off today. But yeah, second half, we need a response because if we lose this today, 3 defeats in a row.
Back to Stadium, Tom
not
Marlowe,
great.
George Bowerman and Ned Kelly with you for the second half of Walsall.
But yeah, let's set this up again.
Carlisle. Chance to maybe go through a few of your messages from the first half. Thank you for getting in touch as ever, Sadler's fans. Roger in Spain wishing us a happy new year, so thank you.
Lucky Roger's son in Spain.
Oh yeah, indeed.
He's not having this weather, is he?
Clementon Felix, the Brazilian Sadler, getting in touch. This is Steve in Stonell. Thank you for your messages as well.
Let's hope for better second half, so I could say.
Before kick-off, wishing
Kick-off
a happy
should
new year
be
and hoping
happening for the second
being
half very
optimistic
soon
for,
now.
a 2-0 home defeat. You've been optimistic. You're halfway there, Nick, at the moment. Thank you for your message from Rowley Regis. The new Sadler's Lottery has launched today. Little old Walsall. Graham in touch on social media to let us know about that. Miles is joining us with Sam and Libby in Manchester. ESC as well. I hope I've said your name correctly. Happy New Year, Tom and Co. Sean wishing us a good afternoon. Elliot, enjoying listening to us. And he's commenting about my lack of a black country accent, but George is filling in on that, so thank you for that, George. George, Nick wants to know what you're doing nowadays, and I think somebody has answered that a little bit later on into the trial, but maybe you just want to let us know in terms of it's unfortunately not happening at the moment, is it, because of the restrictions that we've got?
No, I'm currently running my own coaching company, but obviously all the schools and the kids are off again, so luckily I'm still with the 14s at Walsall, so that keeps me going. But, if you catch me on a Saturday morning climbing the flats with my crates of food for Iceland at the moment.
Oh, good work you're doing as well.
Absolutely, thank you.
Message on social media asking whether you can still keep in touch with Tommy Coakley, Ned, as well with us, yeah? Good.
Yeah, 3 years are coming in. Thanks for joining. Make sure to stay in for the second half as we get kicked off with Stuart Sinclair.
Yeah, so still see Tom. Good to know as well. That
Have to retake
will have to be taken again from Sinclair because Adebayo was very keen and wanting to get inside.
Kick off, let's hope that's not a sign of bad things to come. Sinclair goes back to James
too
Clark.
much respect, and
Clark into Scar.
James suggested William Roberts kicking is giving him
Scar goes long.
nightmares today, certainly in the first half at least, as Gordon battles with that.
Guy goes long. Then Scar intercepts.
Guy will come back to some more messages, see if there's a break in play.
Going towards Adebayo.
Adebayo down the Walsall right wing for the Sadlers. 2 blue shirts surrounded by the corner flag, and he's done well to win a throw-in for the Sadlers as we hopefully get an equaliser fairly early on as quickly as we can in the second half of the Sadlers, because they certainly need an improvement on what we saw in the first period.
Going to be on the throw-in, long
Cameron
throw-in.
Norman with the long throw for the Sadlers towards the near post towards Adebayo to flick on. Scar
to the back post.
6-yard box. It was just too high for
Go on,
Sadlers
Bates.
as far as Bates has come
Bates.
now.
Decent ball into
Left hand
McDonald.
side and McDonald. Oh, he showed too much on that to Hayden, who gets away from Wes, and then Sinclair sliding in as
Wes
done well to
McDonald's
get
back
a foot
there.
on that.
There we are.
It back to
Bates.
Donald. Now Bates.
Bates
out
into
to the right-hand
Norman.
side, and Norman.
Norman back
Back
into
to Scar,
Scar.
who was
Scar with a good
forward,
dummy.
not not too happy with that net.
Out
No,
to
he couldn't also put
Clark,
that in.
out
He got
into
Gordon
Sadler.
over here, got Adebayo over
Sadler
here.
back into
Kinsella
Clark.
was there as well. They got a 3-on-3 and he could have put it in the channel. He just give it up.
Goes long
Back away.
towards Gordon.
Is it
Loses
clear by
out.
Bennett to
Hayden.
Hayden? It's well over halfway from the former Wolverhampton youngster who celebrates his 24th birthday.
Goes long towards
16th
goal.
of this month, which is only a couple of weeks away now.
Passing.
Bates.
Applied there from the Sadler's.
Back to
Trying
James
it from the
Clark.
back.
Now to the left-hand side
Clark
goes
into Sadler.
Sadler.
Sadler into.
Wonder the Sadler's starting 11. Liam Roberts is the goalkeeper.
Keep the
Back
ball
forward,
in. Well,
Matt Sadler, James
much
Clark,
better.
Dan Scar and Cameron Norman. And
that we
Alfie
weren't
Bates
doing
ahead of
this in
them.
the first half.
Stuart Sinclair and
Panicking
Liam
on the
Kinsella
ball.
in
It's much
midfield
better.
with Wes McDonald on the left and the
I
moment
seem
Elijah
to be
Adebayo
happy
on the
with
right
them
and Josh
earlier.
Gordon
Go
up
long.
front. But
Looking for
he
Wes
certainly
McDonald.
changed
Goes out
around.
for
Josh and
Carlisle.
Elijah did in
Throwing.
the first half. And at the moment, it looks like they're playing more of a front three, aren't they, to try and match up with what
But
Carlisle
yeah.
were doing with the very lively Patrick
Thanks
and
for the
Coyote
5 years of
supporting
calling in. I
Alessandra
appreciate
up
it.
front. Behind them, they've got Joe Wiley and Callan Guy and Taylor Charters in midfield, and a back four
Walsall
of
win.
Aaron Hayden,
Throwing.
Rob McDonald, Reece Bennett and Jack Armour in front of the goalkeeper, Paul Farman. Never done the teams that way. I've done it from the goalkeeper to the striker, not in Carlisle back to front there, which is a
But yeah,
test.
Walsall are throwing on the far
Knew where you
side.
were coming from.
Sadler goes back
You
into
got it right,
Clark.
so
So,
The sky overhead is
Scar.
fairly pink, actually, isn't it? As
Norman
Sadler's
goes
got to
inside.
build from the back. Cameron Norman plays it back to Liam Roberts, who will clear the ball
Plays the ball long.
just about as far as halfway. Sinclair was beaten to it by his opposite number, but Gordon has it now. Feeds McDonald out to the left.
McDonald.
So far, Aaron Hayden's dealt with Wes McDonald pretty well, and now McDonald will come away from Riley well. Back to Alfie Bates it goes. Bates will spray it out to the right looking for Norman, but it's headed clear by Armour. And now let's see what sort of pace
Good
Patrick shows
tackle
here.
from
Kinsella slides in to deny the man who scored in the first half there.
I think George mentioned it earlier on about the keeper Roberts' kicking. You know, it's a part of his game that he needs to work on because some of his delivery is a little bit questionable.
Arm of the
Yeah,
phone.
that's quite right. A couple of people have been in touch to suggest that in the first half as Armour throws down the left wing. It's headed forward by Charters. Norman
Charters wins. A ball in the midfield.
jumps highest,
Into
and now it's in
McDonald.
midfield with Wes McDonald.
McDonald.
Coming infield to win possession
Clark.
for the Sadlers.
Clark.
Now Clark out to the left of Sadler, and now all the way
Sadler
back
back into
to give
Roberts.
Roberts another chance to
Goes
clear.
long.
Higher one this time, and over halfway towards Gordon. The header clear by Bennett.
Clark wins a
Now
header.
Clark will head it over halfway, and
Gordon
Gordon
wins a header.
jumping highest to flick it on towards Adebayo. It's been a little bit messy in the last 20-30 seconds, and now Clark's gone to ground in a battle with
James
Alessandra.
Clark's gone to
I think he
ground,
might
yeah.
have elbowed him there, George. Did you see that?
No, I would not miss that one.
Yeah, he got that Alessandra come across the side of him and stuck one on him. I'd like to see that again.
Yeah. Clark is having a word with the referee, who is James Oldham from
Don't
Derbyshire.
know what happened there, but Clark
Kenny and
did go
George
down.
Barron, the former Sadler strikers, with me. Tom Marlowe from BBC
Yeah.
Radio WM Sport,
I
talking
think
you
we'll
through
be
the
able to carry on now.
second half.
Make sure to
The,
share on the
referee
stream. I
will,
appreciate that a
give the
lot.
Sadlers a drop ball after that challenge on James Clark.
Yeah.
Curious one.
Let's see how that pans out, because if he has put one on him, you'd imagine Clark might be out to get him back.
We'll find out as
Like
Clark
Clark
got a
into
red
Scar.
card. I'm not suggesting you're going to get that
Scar
today, but
switch
against
out to
Carlisle in
McDonald.
this game last season, which
McDonald.
Carlisle went on to win 2-1 next to Harry McCurdy's
Donald
late
into
goal. He was
Sinclair.
a very lively player for Carlisle last season, the former Villa man. I know a few Walsall fans would like to see him for the
Gomez.
Sadlers. Very sort of a Jack Grealish Mark II, but he's
McDonald.
not sure where he is now actually at the moment. McCurdy is. McDonald comes away from
McDonald.
Coyote, plays it back into the
Into
centre
Bates.
circle of Bates.
Bates.
Bates takes a bit of a run up before feeding Norman
Norman.
to his right. Back to Scar.
Scar.
Scar thought about getting rid of it first time.
Yes,
So
foul.
low forward to Gordon. Gordon sliding in
Scar's
late on
back.
hat-trick. The referee didn't like that.
Oh, I don't
He's going to have a
know
word
about
with Josh Gordon. I think he's going to give the Sadlers striker.
that. Yeah, Josh Gordon's going to get
Yeah, that was- I
booked
think
for a
that was
tackle on
frustration.
Patrick.
I think he was expecting a foul himself there just before he thought the Carlisle player. It's been a better start from Walsall though.
Yeah, they have actually.
Got on the front foot a little bit more, got in their faces a bit more, and that's what we needed to do. I think, as someone said earlier, I think we showed them a little bit too much respect and never got in their faces, you know.
They've actually passed the ball better since.
Yeah, Carl got
free kick. Play a little bit more.
6.5 minutes played in this second half. Walsall 0, Carlisle 1 the score, and Paul Farman, the 6'5" goalkeeper from North Shields, will play a high free kick over halfway towards the penalty area, looking for the head of Patrick. It's stayed away as far as Guy. Guy lets go the shot, but it's always rising and goes into the empty seats in the home serve stand. You can see the green dots there, can't you? The Settlers backroom start.
The imaginary fans.
Oh, I just wish we could see. They were ready. They were ready at the start of October to welcome Walsall fans back. And well, we thank you for joining us again on the Walsall iFollow. That certainly helps the club in terms of the money that goes towards the iFollow service. But gosh, I hope it's not much longer before those seats in the home serve stand are being filled by Walsall fans again. Now
we need fans everywhere, don't we?
Gordon to McDonald. McDonald outside the penalty area. Bearing down on Gordon. That's a good little run this from McDonald. Oh, that's a shot which is parried by the goalkeeper Farman. And that was a show of intent by the Walsall winger.
Oh, McDonald. Go inside. Shot straight at the keeper.
Good movement from Gordon there. Just nipped inside and got a shot off on target. Much better start.
Certainly looks the most likely McDonald, doesn't he? He had that shot in the first half, which just arrowed from distance, and well, that was a nice little run there. As the criticism was too close to the goalkeeper.
Yeah. Coyote.
He's Bates to pick it up in midfield to play it back to Clark, who's okay after that challenge from Alessandra. One of the substitutes: Keelan Lavery, Danny Guthrie, George Nurse, Emmanuel Osadivi, Hayden White, and Jake Scrimshaw. Should Darryl Clark elect to change it fairly soon. He hasn't opted for the half-time substitutes as he did against Vale when they were 2-0 down. There's a late change by Norman on Guy. There'll be a free kick for Carlisle, but a bit better in terms of the first 8-9 minutes of this second half. For me, maybe George, he's getting Wes on the ball as much as they can, is it?
No, definitely he's our key player.
Been a bit better, but
I think that's the first time
a bit more
improvement in those. He flicked it onto Gordon. Gordon's laid it off to McDonald.
Give it to Wes McDonald.
Getting on the ball instead of Carlisle.
Cause of Carlisle defence, a lot of problems. We can do that.
So hopefully that's a sign of things to come. But he's definitely the man that.
Make sure to share around the stream, I'd appreciate it. Make sure to leave a like on the stream, subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel, watching these live watch long
when you were with the Saddlers. Talk to me about that.
Videos.
No, just Bayern Munich, not Paris Saint-Germain.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, it was a very pleasant week. I spent a week with Bayern training, and I was offered a contract at the end of it, but for various reasons decided not to go. And ended up at West Ham with the happy enders.
Yeah, West Ham, Newcastle, Wolves, Tranmere, 26 caps for Ireland as well.
Bayern Munich or West Ham? What's your choice?
Mike in Brown Hill's getting in touch saying Walsall are missing Rory Holden or someone who can put their foot on the ball and create something.
George said that at half-time, to be fair.
Yeah. He was to my left on the Scunthorpe game with his left knee in a brace. We'll update listeners to BBC Radio WM now.
Roberts goes long.
10 minutes played in the second half. Walsall 0, Carlisle 1. Just had a lengthy stoppage to the midfielder, Cannon Guy. We are playing again now down the Carlisle right. The Saddlers coming close just now. Where's McDonald? Left side of the penalty area, letting go the shot was too close to the keeper, Paul Farman. Walsall 0, Carlisle 1.
Coyote's going to take this long throw-in.
Throw-in on the far side for Carlisle United, being lined up by JJ Coyote, as it has been throughout this game so far. Well, the arrows into the penalty area just eluded Aaron Hayden, and it's going to have for another Carlisle
throw-in.
It's a strange long throw, isn't it? It's very flat and very arrow. It's not necessarily the longest throw, but there's
a lot of pace on it now. It's into the penalty area over Sadler and Scarshead, but it's held by Liam Roberts. Way to our left in this second half. The Saddlers kicking towards the University of Wolverhampton stand in this second half. Not too many times that happens, but I noticed before kick-off that Walsall were warming up in this half in front of the University of Wolverhampton stand with Carlisle at the other end.
Alessandra
into the
path.
The ball forward now. The shot from Riley is just wide to the left.
Shot there.
Chance for Carlisle, the
ex-Blackburn man.
midfielder, is claiming it skipped off a Walsall man last. The referee has given a goal kick, but Riley there with the effort. It was low, it was just wide to the
Decent
left.
chance, probably the first chance of the start. So
First chance in the second half.
Yeah, didn't trouble him at all, did it? I think it was quite distance wide. But better start from Sadler's his first 10 minutes.
I should share around the stream. I'd
Ball
appreciate
forward
that.
from Roberts towards
Give
Adam
men
Byers,
people
headed
in the
away.
stream as
McDonald's in the
possible.
centre
McDonald.
circle. He's come closest to the
Good
side.
pass.
Kinsella with the first
Kinsella
shot.
goes
Forward, he's been
down.
caught by Armour, and Armour's
Armour
got to go with the
caught
book
him.
here. If Gordon did just 2 or 3 minutes before that, then I think we're going to see Jack Armour
Armour's in the book
follow
with the
him
yellow card.
into the book here. The 19-year-old playing at left back today, who entered Scotland at youth level. To his mum's side of the family.
We need Bates to put a good delivery in there, don't we? And better quality into that penalty box.
Well, Bates have a good ball and raises both
Defenders and the
arms
strikers a little bit to
into
aim
the
for. Also go after.
spot.
Clark and Sadler and Scar are forward from the back again. Bates with the free kick, which he
Bates
drives
into the
towards
box.
the penalty area
Can't
now.
run
It's given
down.
away by Coyote. Riley will help
Can't
the
get it
clearance
away.
away, and he was held late.
Why no foul?
Fouled by Kinsella, who runs away from the action, and Carlisle will have a free kick, and that's come to nothing, and that's frustrating.
It is a frustrating free kick again.
A little bit better this
No end
second
product
half.
at all.
Like,
I think you and I can play
some
goal
fans said
Judge can make this Carlisle that might be-
Mrs. Royal, and I said that
It'll probably be warmer
since he
anyway.
got injured.
He's had the shot straight at him, hasn't he?
Missing
Paul Farmer from
missing
McDonald
it
in the
ever
second
since
half.
we've
But
lost
really, apart from that,
2
the double
games
shot
off
went
from that
wide
forward.
to the left, and Kinsella's deflected effort looped up and was held, wasn't he? So the car might be all right as well. Actually, if I
Kick
donned
it
the
long,
yellow
looking for
Carlisle shirt.
Coyote.
Well, if I wanted, I'd throw it
He
to the
wins
net.
the header.
Also, wouldn't I?
No, Riley tries to play to
Carlisle
Alexander.
coming
Goes
forward down
out
the
for
right.
Walsall
That
throw.
will play for a Walsall throw-in. Just looking around to see George Nurse is just putting on his kit to our left-hand side. So
Activity.
I wonder
Looks
what.
like 3 of them.
Yeah, Jake Scrimshaw as well.
3 subs could be
So
coming
we're
up.
just ticking towards the hour mark, and Darryl Clark's seen enough.
McDonald.
He's going to bring. Who's the third one then?
Bates.
He's Guthrie as well. I think he's getting ready.
Guthrie,
It's all on the
Scrimshaw,
road by
Nurse could be
George's
coming on.
side,
Bates
just
gives
on the
away
left-hand
a
side.
foul.
There as well.
I think Bates could be coming off.
Card here
No,
for
Sinclair might
Alfred
come off.
Bates, who's being
Who
knocked
knows?
over by
There's
James
Sinclair
Alden, who's
off
found his yellow card
for
in the
Guthrie.
first 10 minutes of his second half.
Gordon had Boyle off for
Yellow card for young
Scrimshaw.
Alfie
And
is
then I think Nurse
his
will
first
come on.
yellow technically of the
Sadler.
season. He got that red, didn't he, against Southend very late on in that particular game. But he's in the book now alongside Josh Gordon.
That's
And
Bates.
Carlisle will
Been
have
given
a
a yellow
free kick
card
to be
for a
taken by
foul.
Callum Guy, who's back on his feet and okay to continue after
Definitely
that
yellow card. That
stoppage after his injury.
Callum
Guy
Guy puts
was
the
at the free
ball
kick,
into the
puts it into
box.
the penalty area.
Roberts
It's easy
comes out
for
and
Liam
collects.
Roberts will bowl it out
Good
over arm.
throw
Quick
it
kick
to
towards Gordon, but
Roberts.
across comes Riley, and he
Not something
done
that's good,
very
isn't
well
it?
there. The Carlisle
Yeah,
midfielder.
Riley on the ball. Driving
Serves
at the
forward,
ball.
through the legs of Cameron North, but it's past Josh
Well
Gordon.
played
What a
from
run
Riley
this is
there.
from Riley. But across comes Bates
Come on, Bates.
to.
That was a double nutmeg.
Yeah, he was.
Couple of nutmegs there from
We're gonna see
Riley.
Nurse and
Head that
Scrimshaw
all
and
we
Guthrie
playing. First
coming
half,
on now for
were
the
really cool.
Sadlers.
Second half been a bit
See
better,
what
but
that will mean in
Not
terms
really
of players going off. Brian
hit the
Dudson's
levels that
showing
we
Jake
can.
Scrimshaw his folder in terms of the what he wants the young Bournemouth loanee to do. George Nurse watching on as well. And Nurse could play left back or a bit further forward, of course, as well. Come to clear by
Sets off maybe.
Yeah,
excellent.
he's lasted now. He had a bit of a knock over Christmas, according to the
Gordon's off.
Walsall manager. Bates is the
Oh, no,
first
it's
man
not.
to make way.
Bates is
Jake
off.
Scrimshaw coming up for his 11th appearance off the bench for the
Scrimshaw.
Sadlers. 16 appearances in all now.
Guthrie
Oh,
on.
Come off with a shake.
Guthrie on for
Some yellow as well
Sinclair.
just recently, and Sinclair is off.
Nurse will
His
be on
first
for
league starts
Sadler.
in Mansfield to be replaced by Danny Guthrie, who played the full 90 minutes against Scunthorpe.
Sadler
And it is
off.
Sadler who
Nurse.
will make way for
Two centre
George
midfielders off.
Nurse.
there.
So
So I reckon we might go
Guthrie and
for
Nurse's substitutions are
4-3-1.
fairly life for life. And Scrimshaw for Bates is certainly a lot more attacking, isn't it? So let's see I'll rely on you two as to what the formation looks like.
We've definitely got 4-4-2 now.
Doesn't it? But
4-2-3-1 maybe?
could be, couldn't it? With McDonald, Scrimshaw and Gordon just behind. Let's find out. We'll only find out when Walsall start attacking. But it looks like Gordon on the right wing, doesn't it? Scrimshaw a bit more central and Wes on the left at the moment, with Kinsella and Guthrie holding in midfield. That could be how the Walsall formation will be over the next little while. As Kinsella slides in, ball forward to Adebayo, lay off towards Gordon, who keeps the ball in play on this right wing and slides in. He is on the booking, remember, the Walsall striker, and he feeds Guthrie now. First on ball out to his fellow substitute, Nurse, with some space to run into down the Walsall left-hand side. Ball forward looking for McDonald. Asked a lot of the Walsall winger, but it's out to play for a goal kick.
Ball again tonight.
They like playing the ball out wide. Nice little pass, but sadly in the final third just overhit that pass.
Paul in South Africa fairly uninspired by what he has seen in the first half. Andy wishing us a happy new year and a tough watch that first half. Thank you for getting in touch.
3 views are currently in. Appreciate
it. That chap in South Africa watching it on the backside.
Share this stream around. I appreciate that a lot.
Happy New Year as well from Sam. Thanks for
Carlisle goalkeeper goes long
throughout this first hour on iPhone and Walsall. Tom Marlowe and David Ned Kelly and George Bowman with you for this match. The next one is in 2 minutes' time against Oldham. Here at the Banksies on the 16th. That Waltham game rearranged from the 9th of January to the 19th. Norman clears the ball away. Armour heading it from his left position. Now Charters has been very composed in midfield on his first start. Cleared away by McDonald. With a head tennis ricochet between Scar and Coyote, and now Nurse will come forward again from left back.
Go on,
shoot! Sinclair, Scrimshaw, sorry. As Scrimshaw tried to just make his way into the penalty area there. Guthrie is caught late by Riley. Might be another one in the book here.
Just lost his foot a little bit, Scrimshaw there, didn't they?
Guthrie.
Thought he was going to pull the
foul
trigger.
There by Joe Riley. Got a free kick.
Kinsella's taken the free kick quickly towards Gordon, who tried to play out right. But, well, he had the shot in the end, Josh Gordon, from 25 yards. It was left-footed, it was curling wide to the right, and that was all from a ball that he tried to play out to the right wing. It stays 1-0 to Carlisle.
You see the little bit of quality. Danny Guthrie and George Nurse have got on the ball as well. They've only been on 5 minutes, but both of them will be showing that they've got that little bit of quality to maybe unlock the Carlisle defence.
Carlisle goalkeeper's going to go long.
If I read it right in terms of the formation, it certainly looks like Wes and Josh are the wide men now with Adebayo up front. And where's Scrimshaw playing then? Is he alongside
4-2-4?
Looks like he's playing as a 2, isn't it?
Yeah. Nurse with a long ball forward towards Adebayo. That was looking for Scrimshaw on that left-hand side. It's cleared away by Guy. Here's Charters, header up into the air. Guthrie helping it on towards Scrimshaw. Powered away by Rob McDonald. And Norman will leave this to go out of play.
Makes no difference. Carlisle in the second half, they've not been a threat whatsoever.
It's about to be an exact point.
Yeah, they've gone from being a really composed first team in the first half, playing really good stuff, to now just sort of being very, very scrappy and very erratic on the ball.
Well, when I saw Patrick and Norman go for that ball on the Walsall right back area, I thought, I hardly mentioned Patrick or Coyote, the 2 wide men, in this second half. And that's a positive in terms of
trying to join in. Appreciate it. Carlisle playing down in terms of Charters.
Armour's down at the moment, just pulling his socks up and just seeing to his right boot at the moment. Has he got a pink left boot and a yellow right boot? Wow, that's ridiculous.
I think it's the same, but they're just opposites.
Oh, just
it turns around the other way. They're not the same.
Well,
you can wear anything these days, can't you?
Armour goes long. Gordon was headed, goes up for Carlisle.
Do you know what, Jake Scrimshaw? He's got even higher in my estimation of those 2 goals against Port Vale.
I think he's long on set tomorrow, Scrimshaw, so
black boots
probably extend that.
And the officials.
The goalkeepers tend to, don't they? They're a bit more traditional.
Thanks for everyone that's tuning in so far. Appreciate it.
You'd make
Everyone
boots,
that's
George,
tuning
wouldn't
in
you?
so far.
Oh, you would. I could see you in big
Armour
boots. You've got a good
goes
plan
long.
I bet you didn't have a choice, did you?
No. You got what you were given.
Up
Trying
over
to
by
go long.
Guy, headed away by
That's
Scar.
Adebayo wins the
Helps
flick
in on
on.
Gavin. It's
The
Scrimshaw
Scrimshaw
who chase after it. It's cleared out of play by Bennett. The
Bennett with the clearance there.
Mansfield and Peterborough defender. Norman launches a long throw down the Walsall right wing. Headed clear by Armour. Scar will face his own goal as he plays it out to the Walsall left and George Nurse. Nurse with a ball forward towards Adebayo. A few good balls down that left wing already, Nurse, in the 4 or 5 minutes he's been on the field. Adebayo holds it up well and feeds Guthrie now. Nearly showed a bit too much of that to Riley. He's holding the Carlisle midfield back here. Walsall are trailing by a goal to nil. 66 minutes played in this second half. Scar with the ball forward now towards Adebayo. Trying to poke it towards goal, or maybe his shot past the Scrimshaw, but it went
yet. Yeah, ball free. No Scrimshaw.
Nice diagonal pass there.
Nurse,
second half has been
Scrimshaw,
better,
and
isn't it? It's almost keeps Carlisle quiet, and chances are really just the Donald one left side of the penalty area too close to Farman, and then Gordon, as he tried to play out to Norman, Mully flicked into his own path in the end and curled it wide to the right. Clark wins a good header. Gordon first time high ball
Gordon into the path of Adebayo. Go on.
Adebayo's got to it first, left side of the penalty area. 67 minutes played, Walsall 0, Carlisle 1 remains a score. Triple substitutions have been made. Scrimshaw, Guthrie and Nurse are on for the Sandlers. Gordon has had a shot which is curled wide. Sandlers are looking a lot better going forward in the last few minutes. Walsall 0, Carlisle 1.
Yeah, Walsall got thrown in.
It's a shame that attack ended there with the Adebayo run down the left-hand side being dealt with by Carlisle. Guthrie now on the Walsall left side, making his 16th appearance of the season, 8 from the bench, 8 from the start for Danny Guthrie, and now Alessandra. And on halfway, here's Charters in the centre circle, plays it forward towards Patrick when Armour was in all sorts of spaces. Teenage colleague on the left side for Carlisle. He's got to track back now as Cameron Norman comes forward down the Walsall right, just short of halfway. Low ball forward to Scrimshaw now. Chance for the Sadler's young man down this right-hand side. The cross was McDonald to clear it away, but that's only as far as Norman on the Walsall right wing. Norman takes a couple of touches. Knocked it at the back there by Patrick, but gets a good-looking cross in, headed away by Bennett and flicked on by Riley towards Coyote. The anonymous Coyote in the second half.
Back into Nurse.
It's Nurse takes it away from the Carlisle winger.
Nurse,
Scar on halfway for the Saddlers.
Scar.
Gordon raising his arm, wanting a ball just outside the penalty area in the D, but it's cleared away at the end by Patrick. Clark was watching that come out of the sky and heads it up to the left of Nurse. Another high one up towards Gordon, who's in a battle there with Guy. That will be a free kick against the Walsall striker. Gordon, is he? Nice. Scored the first goal of 2020, did Josh Gordon, in that 1-0 victory against Leyton Orient. We're still waiting for a first Walsall goal of this new calendar year. Walsall 0, Carlisle 1. 69 minutes played now as Rhys Bennett
with the free kick.
Free kick forward towards Patrick on this left wing. Norman, well, I assume he was trying to head it back to the goalkeeper Roberts there, and he's got it wrong.
Yeah, big mistake.
The angles were awry there from the Walsall right back, and it will be a corner.
He's trying to head that back from 25 yards out.
But yeah, corner for Carlisle here.
Best decision of the day, for sure.
Corner for Carlisle here on the near side.
These ones that you want to avoid, these unforced errors, can sometimes be exploited by the opposition. Let's hope that's not the case here, as Callum Guy, the fair-haired former Derby youth man and Blackpool midfielder, takes a corner short to Alessandra. It's back with Guy again. Right-footed ball in. Adebayo with the defensive header, which he loops onto the roof of his own net, and it will be another Carlisle corner. It's quite a good advantage sometimes, doesn't he, Adebayo, when he comes back to defend?
Really good defending by Adebayo there, because that was heading for the far post.
Yeah. They worked that corner very well, Carlisle on their left-hand side, took it short and gave Guy a better angle, didn't they, to get it into the penalty area. And Adebayo, who, let's not forget, is 6'4" tall, makes a very tiny defender when the opposition launch balls into the
Yeah.
penalty area. He's at the near post with George
Corner
Nurse
for
for
Carlisle
this
United.
latest Carlisle corner. They've racked up 3 now across this
Down
game
to
as
the
Guy
box.
sends a right footed outswinger. He's
From
Adebayo
Adebayo
again with the
heads
header.
it.
It's cleared away by Guthrie. Dealt with it
Gone
well
Gordon
there,
Fessy.
Walsall.
Go
Oh,
long.
the ball back in. Roberts
Oh,
always dropped it in.
no.
What was this there to be shot? Oh, saved on the line by Dan Scar. Great defensive work by the Walsall
That's
defender.
poor,
Liam Roberts had dropped
Roberts
it.
comes
The
out to
Scar was
catch
there
it,
to save his
drops it.
goalkeeper's flashes.
Then they have a shot. Then Scar puts it off the line.
What's a
We
block?
could be in
What's a
here.
block?
Scrimshaw. Out into West McDonald.
Yeah,
Come on, Wes.
brilliant.
Need something from you now. Come on,
Could
Wes.
that be a turning point? Where's McDonald coming in from
Where's
the left
McDonald?
wing?
Look
Oh,
at
he's putting
Adebayo.
it forward towards Adebayo, left side of the penalty area. Who's caught Bennett late. But the referee's given a corner.
We match a point saving block there from Dan Scott.
Oh, high from Dan Scar.
I'm not sure what
Could have been
Rob was
2-0.
doing there, caught in no man's land.
A lot of players around, didn't he? But again, you want to see,
I was calling
a
the ball for
goalkeeper
the
with safe hands there, and unfortunately, we didn't see that from Liam Roberts, who dropped it. Didn't see who the Carlisle man was who attempted the shot, but either way, Scar with a great defensive save
Come on,
on the
go
line.
from the
Cut
ball
through
in.
the corner for the Saddlers. Scar trying to just
Scar's
slam the
the
header
header.
onto it. Scrimshaw won't be able to keep that ball in play. We talk about turning points in games, don't we? We've also had a penalty against Scunthorpe, which they missed, and maybe that will be the moment for the Saddlers to gain a bit of confidence, perhaps, guys.
Yeah, brilliant play from
Come on.
George said, from Dan
18
Scar
minutes
to
left in the
cover his
game.
keeper.
Walsall
You know, that's
nil,
what you want
Carlisle
if
United
one
1.
of your players makes a mistake. You want somebody else to rectify the mistake, and Dan Scar done brilliant there to cover that for the keeper.
It's Taylor Charters who had that shot, which was cleared
Carlisle
off the
United
line
going
by
to have a goal kick
It's a
here.
good game, yeah.
Scar. He's very
Goes
impressive,
long.
19-year-old. Only starts have been in the trophy this season, but he's come in for Mellish, who himself has been a very impressive performer in Carlisle's midfield. 12 goals this season with the former defender. Now Kinsella will get to the loose ball first. He's got Scrimshaw and Adebayo ahead of him. There's 2 blue shirts piling in on him. Guys down again, the Carlisle midfielder. He's been in the wars in this second half.
Yeah, he's got a dodgy ankle there by the looks of it. Crunching tackle.
Free kick.
Josh in touch to say no creativity in the middle. Holden is a big miss. Mitchell similarly actually in the last few minutes or so saying Bates, Sinclair and Kinsella not creative enough. Somebody needs to run at defence or feed the strikers.
100% agree with that. No creativity from midfield.
28 minutes on the clock in this second half, and another stoppage with Callum Guy. Well, that's going to add to the fourth official's board at the end of this game, isn't it, if nothing else? Robin touched to say McKirdy is at Port Vale now, but they're trying to get rid of him, apparently. I quite liked him at Carlisle. He was a young Villa man as well.
If you're saying he's a little bit like Jack Grealish, he must be a player.
He's in that sort of mould with the socks down around his ankles and the floppy hair, and he's one of those sort of offensive midfielders. Got the winner for Carlisle here last season. I think that was with his head, actually.
Yeah.
Thank you to Hayden as well, who's been in touch on the
Carlisle player just
theme.
limping off to the side.
Kyle saying they need to take their chances.
I think he's off Callum Guy. He's not coming
He's
back.
not going to come back, is he?
Definitely this Callum Guy's going to carry
This
on.
is the BBC Radio WM now. 16 minutes remaining in this game. Carlisle just making a substitution with Dean Furman coming on for the stricken Callum Guy, who's been in the wars in this second half and had a
Callum
really
Guy's
good chance
gone.
just now. The visitors, Taylor Charters with a shot after Liam Roberts had dropped
Woman
it.
goes
And Dan
long.
Scar was there to clear off his line and spare the
Yes.
goalkeeper's brushes. Gordon with a shot in, which is blocked there by Bennett and cleared away by the Carlisle defence. Walsall 0, Carlisle 1, 15 to go.
Guy off for Furman. He's on. For the Cumbrians. For the Saddlers.
Elsewhere in League 2 this afternoon, Carlisle, well, they're heading towards the top of the table as it stands. 39 points. You mentioned that before kick-off, didn't you, Ned? They are overtaking Newport and Forest Green. Newport, whose game was called off in Southend due to a frozen pitch. Ball launched forward towards Adebayo, headed away. McDonald didn't know whether to stick or twist there on that Walsall left side. Hayden got rid of it, and now Coyote looping it over his own head and the halfway line as well towards Alessandro. Walsall have it now with McDonald. Forward to Scrimshaw, who's popped up on that left wing. Plays it back to his fellow substitute Guthrie. Kinsella helps it back to Clark now as Walsall go from left to right towards Scar. Norman in space on this right wing, but they've elected to play it back to Scar and Guthrie on the Walsall left. Guthrie helping it forward. One for Adebayo to chase. Will he keep the ball in play, Adebayo? Not quite. It's gone out.
It was a good idea from Guthrie, wasn't it? Just the execution of the pass, just a little bit too heavy, but a good idea to try and put him away there.
Also, as it stands, a tumbling to 3 successive defeats for the first time since last February. It was Carlisle who started that particular poor run for the Sackers. And they lost to Morecambe and then Crewe. Forest Green are drawing 1-1 with Oldham. It's only 48 minutes in, so...
Goes along the goalkeeper for Carlisle.
Something was even not updated on the app I'm using, or something slowed down in that game.
Scored the header.
There's
technical issues going on.
Everything else on my app, 73 minutes played, apart from Forest Green, which is 48, which is slightly baffling. Cambridge are 2-0 up at Grimsby. Later on, leading Salford 1-0. Mansfield are 2-0 up against Port Vale. Stevenage are 2-1 up against Scunthorpe.
Yeah, make sure to leave your thoughts on the game so
far. Leading at Bolton Wanderers. So Carlisle are top of the league as it stands. 39 points. Walsall,
the scam's gone for you.
As it stands, are 4 points off the top 7 with 30 points.
Leave your thoughts on the scam so far.
7th place on 34. Adebayo's held the ball up halfway, but now Bennett will come out of defence for Carlisle, who've been a bit quieter in terms of attacking prowess in this second half, but you can also argue how they can hold on to. As Gordon slides in and helps it down the Walsall right wing with 13 minutes remaining. We're going to see.
We need a goal, don't we? Sure. We need a goal.
Come on, Sadlers.
Not another game for best part of 2 weeks, Tom, and you go in with a defeat into a long break. It's training can be tough at times.
It's a good afternoon to the Carlisle fans who are joining us on iFollow today. It's due to circumstances whereby the Tier 4 commentary sides aren't able to travel away at the moment. Ball sent forward to Alessandra. Now it's into the path of Coyote. Coyote back to Charters. Charters out to the right hand side. And now here's Riley to maybe finish this game off. Cuts it back for Coyote. Goal! It's 2-0 for Carlisle United. They're going to potentially top League 2 tonight. Coyote for the visitors with his 4th of the season. Riley, who got in on that right side of the penalty area. He cuts it back for Coyote. It wasn't the tidiest of finishes from the Carlisle winger. But it skips past Liam Roberts, and it's Walsall 0, Carlisle 2 with 12 to go.
That is shocking.
Carlisle have doubled their lead. They're going to top League 2 as it stands. Coyote with an untidy finish, but it skips past Liam Roberts into the net. Walsall 0, Carlisle 2.
For 7 views of coming in, if you knew, 2-0 Carlisle. Well, it's got Eddie.
Nurse lost his footing, didn't he, there, left side of the penalty area, because Riley suddenly found himself in lots of space for Carlisle.
I'm not sure he needed to go to ground, to be honest. I think that he could have stood up.
Could have stayed on his feet.
You've got to be certain if you're going to the floor. You've got to be certain that you're going to
2-0 Carlisle United.
Wasn't the tidiest of finish, though, was it,
George?
George?
No, it was, but they all counted. They're brilliant strikers finishes, George. They're the best ones.
Well, that almost fooled Roberts, did it? He died very late for it. He
almost going to take
had a couple of opportunities to shoot before, hadn't they?
Wins a header.
It's a good ball back over, but
Gordon wins a header too.
A splash, really. A little bit of a...
They're in again. Patrick round the back of the Southwest defence.
Carlisle in the first half has it down to Carlisle.
Back into Alessandra.
Alessandra. Infield it goes to Riley. Back to Patrick again. They're suddenly full of beans, don't they? Carlisle now. Charters letting go another shot. He's had 3 attempts this game, but Gordon...
And being able to get away in the back of their Carlisle defence.
In front of the substitute Thurman. Thurman, who's South African international. Now Patrick comes away from Scar, but also through Kinsella will get it away. He was caught very late there by Hayden. I think the referee, well, he won't play on, but I think he will blow that up. Well, he's certainly going to give Hayden a yellow for that.
Did he touch him then? I'm not sure he kicked him.
He flew in on Kinsella, didn't he? But
10 minutes left in this game. Walsall 0, Carlisle United 2. Coyote with a goal. Emmanuel Osadini's on for the Samblers. On who 4 now.
He's just going to go for it, isn't he? You know, he's just going to try and get back to the game at some stage.
Well, I do wonder, because they've got Clark and Scar at the back. What are we doing here then? We're just watching Darryl Clark and Brian Dutton go through at the back. And Nurse is going to maybe be, well, he's not built as a left-sided centre-half, George Nurse, so we'll wait and see. They do need to try and get something out of this game, if they can, because there are 9.5 minutes remaining, and as it stands, Walsall are heading for 3 defeats
back in a minute,
in a row.
You said at the start, George, didn't you, about the quality going forward into the passes going forward into the strikers. You know, that's been a little bit of a theme, but the balls haven't been the best of quality all the way through.
No, I think if we lose this game, we've got to say the better team's won.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm Adebayo's biggest fan, but second night his touch is letting down every single time. He's been in a couple of these positions, his touch letting down, and pretty much sums up the game for us, really.
Oh, another late challenge on Kinsella, this time by Alessandro. He gets back to his feet, doesn't he, Kinsella? He's not the sort of person that will roll around in agony when there's a game to be played, and Sadler's...
He's a tough kid, he's like his old fella.
Yeah. Remember watching Mark for
What a player he was.
Republic of Ireland.
Yeah, great player.
Would you have just played with him? Yeah.
Good player, very, very good player.
It's going to be a substitution for Carlisle and a chance for Brennan Dickinson to play the final 8 minutes of this game.
On for
and it's going to be Patrick to come off, Amari Patrick, who scored in the first half, and what a finish that was. The two Carlisle wide men have caused the trouble, haven't they, today? And they've got the 2 goals. And it's 2-0 to Carlisle.
The first goal scorer.
And it's looking a fairly forlorn prospect now for the Saddlers in terms of getting something from this game. But Carlisle United, who have been much improved from last season when they got 42 points from their 37 games, they are only 3 points away from their whole total from last season in 60 fewer matches. Well, that shows you the improvement from the Cumbrians as Clark
going
with a high ball forward to Osadibi by the corner flag. Across comes Bennett. Oh, Bennett was caught late by Gordon, who remembers on a yellow card. Now, maybe because there's been play on, it's maybe going to help Gordon there because he was late.
Yeah, he was.
And
he's got away with it there.
Might well be on his
back to the 5
he
years old
shouts
it a lot.
He got back up quite quickly.
He shared this around. Shared his loss for the last 10 minutes. So the Saddlers get 2 goals, but as minutes go on, it's getting less likely. But we get a goal there.
Coyote. Osadibi has lost it in midfield. Well, look at that. Kinsella's very close, if not the Walsall man of the match here. He's tried so hard. Nurse sends the ball in. Oh, it's
again. Kinsella.
Scrimshaw has Armour tried to clear, and now it's Charleside. Look where he is, isn't he? He's tried to just halt his run down that far side, Alessandra, but
he should book in the referee, just get the ball away.
Well, exactly. To be fair, he's going to even a few yellow cards out in this second half. James Alden, 41 before today. I think we're up to 46 now. And Scar will take this free kick for the Saddlers. If they're going to get anything out of it, they need to get something very, very soon. I fear their shots on target is going to be very low today. The stats in terms of, well, they've had more possession, but well, that doesn't count for anything. They've had 2 shots on target to Carlisle's 4. And
Hayden
first half was a very nice finish from Patrick. And Coyotes, well, the way he connected with the goal for 2-0 helped it past Roberts to give the Cumbrians a second goal, and they are topping League 2 tonight as it stands. Scar can be over halfway. He's got Adebayo square. Clark's on this right wing now. Danny Guthrie's the furthest man back, with Clark as the right winger and Scar was an offensive midfielder there for Walsall. Leeds must.
Come on, free kick
here. We're going to get anything this is the moment we need a goal.
George Nurse is the furthest Walsall man back, but he's only 40 yards from goal. Walsall free kick, 5 minutes remaining at the end of this game. They trail by 2 goals, and they've got Danny Guthrie on set-piece duty now, with Clark in the box, Scrimshaw, Gordon, Adebayo, Scar, Osadibi's in there as well. Kinsella and McDonald just outside the 6-yard box. The penalty box, I should say, is Guthrie's free kick. It's charged down by the wall.
Good for a Walsall corner though. So
Seventh corner, though, being lined up now. And it will be Danny Guthrie on this near side to deliver.
Guthrie again on the set piece.
Red shirts inside the 6-yard box at the moment. It's a whole clutch of players and a pushing and shoving match between Hayden and Scar, which, I'm not surprised the referee stopped that. That was very visible to our eyes here in the press area that Clark and Hayden, the two number 6s, were taking it turns to push each other in the chest there, weren't they? Adebayo's whispering something in James Clark's ear. Now he's talking to Dan Scull. What are they planning here in the Walsall?
Jack Mason says we need
Guthrie with the corner, which floats into the penalty area. It's headed away though by Charters.
Yeah, definitely holding
Nurse.
Nurse.
Where's he going? The trouble here now. And my word is 3 on 1. And Carlisle can break it.
That is shocking. Now Carlisle are in here. 3 on 2 now. Alessandra.
It's Charters. It's well wide to the left from the teenage midfielder. And Walsall are going to leave gaps in defence.
Jack Mason says we need Jules and Holden back.
Outnumbered there, 3 to 1 for Black Charters wide.
Play from Nurse.
I said Jules.
He's the last man
Jules.
in terms of.
Nurse does the last 2 games, so so we need Jules.
I thought that shot with his left foot, and as soon as he came onto his right foot, which is obviously his unfavoured foot, the left back, we'll just update listeners to BBC Radio WM shortly. 3 minutes remaining. They're huffing and puffing, the Saddlers, but their set pieces haven't been up to much throughout this second half. Also, Carlisle 2 remains to score. They were outnumbers suddenly then when Carlisle went on the counter-attack. Alessandra played out to the left and Taylor Charters, but he scuffed it wide to the left. Also had a free kick now, which James Clark is about to take, but they're trailing by 2 goals to 0.
Clark going to take this free kick.
It's Clark into the penalty area, slides it down, but out comes the goalkeeper. Paul Farman. And Carlisle will top the table tonight because I'm reliably informed by my colleague John Curtis in the press box that the Forest Green game has indeed been abandoned. Frozen pitch. It was a long way behind. It's been abandoned due to the weather. Yeah, it's an interesting ground, Forest Green. I'm not sure if either of you have played there, but it's.
Appreciate it a lot.
I've been there as an opposing assistant manager on a few occasions. It's very nice, very nice setting. Do the weather push found in the sun now, then.
Blow the whistle, referee. It's about to snow. Roberts. Clearances as far as halfway, beaten in the air there, Kinsella by the substitute Furman, who has 58 caps for South Africa and 4 goals, as Alessandra on the Carlisle right. What a change this has been for Chris Beech's side, who took over a struggling Carlisle outfit from Stephen Presley in November 2019 in the space of about 14 months. He's about to take his Carlisle United side to the top of the League 2 table. We're about to bring on Lewis Bell, who's an 18-year-old Carlisle-born midfielder who signed his first pro contract in September. And he'll be taking the place of another teenager who's done very well today, Charters.
Play well.
Charters coming off, been very impressive with him today. And they're in midfield for Carlisle.
Fight off the assistant and then the
go long. Lose the head of the game.
Clark clearing it up and away. That's a DB battling with Furman. Across comes Osadibi again, who played against Carlisle last season on Macclesfield and a 2-1 defeat for the Silkmen. As Adebayo on the right-hand side, keep possession for the Saddlers. We've got 30 seconds of normal time remaining to the end of this game. Walsall are tumbling to defeat here. The second time in 3 matches that they'll be losing 2-0 as well. They lost by that scoreline to Salford on Boxing Day. It was the score of their first defeat here, actually, against Cambridge United. Suddenly their losses have ticked up to 6 in the table. It's only 3 before the Boxing Day game. 5 minutes of stoppage time have been signalled by the
5 minutes added time, you never know, it takes a goal.
Nick touched on social media to remind me of his prediction, the optimistic 2-0 defeat, which is right at the moment. Sooner Roses fit the better, says Mitchell. And Keith has said it's been too easy for Carlisle today, but they are probably the best team that he's seen Walsall play this season.
Over
I think first half, I'd
these,
agree with that.
or
Yeah,
Cheltenham
second half, I
are
think
the
they've,
best sides.
needed
I've
two
seen.
second half,
Well,
arguably.
I don't know. Sadly, the Settlers haven't had many opportunities
They've
on
gone
goal.
to the
Wiley
box.
free kick into the penalty area, headed away.
Off the
Osadibi helps it clear. Scrimshaw has been largely passenger really since coming on. He's hardly touched the ball. Forward by Furman now towards Coyote. Coyote's goal made it 2-0. He's Alessandro fancies this, but it's over the crossbar from the third Carlisle striker. Over the crossbar. He wanted to do what Patrick and Coyote had done before.
More goals conceded.
It wasn't troubling Liam Roberts, so. Go on, Walsall, get a goal.
Adebayo down the right wing, 2 around him. They've done very well defensively, haven't they, George, against this Walsall attack?
No, they haven't.
Carlisle defending well.
They've got some good lads there, big lads in defence, but just haven't put them under anywhere near enough pressure as what I thought we would this game.
James Clark then has assumed the long throw duties on this near side, the Walsall right. We've got 3.5 minutes remaining at the end of this game. Clark launched into the box. Kinsella towards Scar, who pokes it back out to the right to his centre half. James Clark, who feeds Osadibi now. Osadibi's ball in, headed away at the near post by the left back Armour. Now Osadibi trying to get past Thurman, and it will be a corner, but Walsall up to 8 now. Really set piece that has caused the goalkeeper all in yellow. Paul Farman, then he real trouble. Osadibi's low on it. Gordon tried to flick it at the near post. It's come off Gordon last, apparently, according to the referee James Alden, and it will be.
That's a decent chance.
I think the linesman sort of gave it a corner goal kick.
Little flick at the front post from Gordon.
Didn't look like it was a clean finish from Gordon. Maybe skipped up off the Carlisle defence.
About halfway through added time
Walsall 0, Carlisle 2. 2.5 minutes remaining at the end of this game, with Crawley leading at Bolton, Cambridge leading at Grimsby, Mansfield 4-0 against Port Vale, Orient beating Salford 1-0, and Stevenage beating Scunthorpe 2-1. Forest Green. Well, 1-1 with Oldham when their game was abandoned, which means Carlisle will be heading to the summit tonight. Having won 12, drawn 3 and 6 of their games. Also down in 11th as it stands, 4 points off Morecambe. But they've played 2 games.
Oh, the win here again.
Carlisle on the attack. Kinsella has brushed off the ball unfairly by Dickinson. Scar will want to take the free kick quickly, but the referee has called him on that one. How do you sum this one up, guys?
Disappointing, I'd say.
Thanks for tuning in.
First half, Carlisle were much the better team. Also came out second half and done reasonably well for the first 20 minutes or so. But you haven't really tested the keeper on many occasions at all. You know, ultimately, you don't score, you've got no chance of winning.
There's over Clark set towards Gordon on the Walsall right wing. The cross might be too close to Farman here, and it is. And he holds on to it. It's like a 6-yard box. George?
I think it'll be interesting now. If there's any new signings brought in over the next 2 weeks to that next game. I'm sure the gaffer would want to bring players in anyway, but I think this
Dal Clark did say he wanted to bring in a couple of loan signings.
One or two just to freshen up and see if we can get that push into the playoffs.
What do you think they're missing both of you?
I think that new players bring in a fresh energy and can rejuvenate the dressing room and put people on the edge of the seats a little bit. But obviously there'll be a budget of whatever source that Dal will have, and hopefully he'll be able to bring a few in.
Alessandra gets the better of Scar. It's looped away. Only as far as the Carlisle man on that far side now. Coyote picks it up. Watched by Nurse by the corner flag. It's skipped off Nurse, and now it'll be Scar to hopefully clear away for the Saddlers in their left back area. There's Adebayo holding up Armour here, and now feeding Gordon. Well, that's a nice move. Can Walsall end the game with at least a consolation as Gordon on the Walsall right wing into the penalty area here. Tees up Adebayo. His shot is stopped by Scrimshaw in the end. It's cleared away just in front of his goalkeeper by Bennett.
Best breakaway of the game.
It was a nice ball for Gordon, wasn't it? We have played the 5 minutes of stoppage time. This will be the final action. It's a short corner for the Saddlers. McDonald, who's got Riley close company. It's a high cross, which, well, the end of the first half was like this, wasn't it? Summed up, and that is the end of this game. At the Banksy Stadium, the full-time whistle blown by James Alder, and Carlisle have won this game by 2 goals to nil. They've continued a good recent run against the Saddlers at 3 wins in a row against the Darryl Clark's side. And they were always on top in this fixture. First half goal from Amari Patrick, his 4th of the season, 2 in 2 games. Coyote, with what was in essence a scuffed finish past Liam Roberts in the second half, 2-0. But Carlisle lead League 2 tonight.
Worthy win for Carlisle. Saddlers puffed and puffed a little bit, I would say. Better in the second half than the first half, but
Carlisle
not enough opportunities on goal. Not enough final third entries.
The order for Sweden did very good. Luis Alessandra.
I've been shown a picture of the Forest Green game as well. That was why it was delayed, apparently. Can you see the
JJ, Coyote, and Omar Patrick.
Thank you for all your input. That was Andy on
they were very
social
good.
media.
Can go on midfield. Worked very hard.
Frustrating start to the calendar year for the Saddlers here.
2 fullbacks are decent. The pitch very solid. We can get past
time in the last 6 games they started the calendar year with a defeat.
Start 2021 with a defeat. It's not
they
great.
were always second best today.
No, I think so. It's a fair result. I think the Carlisle
not great at all.
Game plan works to perfection. They managed to be delighted.
I'll leave all my thoughts for the match review now. So thanks everyone that's tuned in to these live watch along. Next one will be in 2 weeks against Oldham Athletic. So we've got a bit of a rest. So hopefully we can recharge, regroup, and get a win against Oldham.
Thank you, Ned. Thank you, George, for your input throughout the game.
Have a good away record. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this live watch along. Please like, comment, and please like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'd appreciate that. And up the Saddlers.